Federal agents investigate a rookie officer after he tries to help a homeless man.
Hey, police department, I need you to wake up, buddy. Oh, you're going the wrong way, buddy. Careful, that way. Can I pat you down real quick?
This officer who just offered to search the suspect is a trainee in Phase 3, being monitored by his FTO. What he doesn't know is the suspect will make allegations of abuse from his search, resulting in immediate scrutiny by the feds, since the police department has been under federal oversight for the last 9 years.
Come on, let's go here.
Let's go. I just want to go. I don't want to be out. It's close. Bro, it's going.
Can we take you somewhere?
Do you want to shelter?
You want to go to the West Side shelter? Yeah, we can take you there. Yeah. I still got to pat you down, though, but we got to step out here first.
God, bro.
You got to stand up. I got to pat you down, man. Do you not want to go to the West Side shelter or not?
You got to go, bro.
If you're going to act this way, we're not going to even take you. Why are you acting this way?
Oh, God.
Do not close distance on me. I will. We can take you to the shelter. Let's take you to the shelter, yeah?
Right, yes.
Go that way.
Bro. Where?
The patrol car. Don't get in. Wait. Put your hands behind your back. We got to put you in handcuffs because whenever we transport people, you have to be in handcuffs. All right, let's leave.
Ow!
Okay, I think we can stop right there. We're going to come right back to this. Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of Delete Laws. What's going on out there in the land of the unfree America? If everybody would do me a favor, hit the like button, double tap on your screen if you're watching on your phone, or just close the live chat and hit the like button if you would, please. And then put in the comment section for me, if you would, pretty please, with sugar and cherry on top, OTVO, which stands for Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Put in the comment section if you would for me, please. I am extraordinarily busy. I am finishing a board game that is a trivia game based on the history of the Constitution, the Founding Fathers, the Bill of Rights, the 27 Amendments, and then about 200 cases for case law. So I'm extraordinarily busy, but I missed you guys. And also there's some things I want to cover today, and I want to show you how much of a scam. Let me tell you what's happening. Let me tell you what's happening on the land of YouTube, China, United States government. What is going on? Northeast Colorado cop block. How is everybody? Claudette, how are you? Spirit in the sky. Mike, what's going on? How is everybody? Life under the microscope. Sunday. Let's OTVO. I couldn't agree with you any more than I already do, my friend. Really, really. Brandy Swaney is here. Sacramento Lenny. Todd, what's going on? Todd, I haven't seen you in a long time, brother. Hope you're doing okay. I haven't seen anybody in a long time. I'm super, super slam. Cope Dog and Dog is in the hizzy. Clown Patrol, what is going on? So let's get into a couple of things first. What's happening on YouTube right now is all the cops know that you can make money on YouTube. So let me give you a little bit of numbers here just so you guys can see it. And I'm going to close my face small here. So this is Midwest Safety. And this guy right here, we're at 1 minute, 24 seconds. I'm going to come right back to this. 1.84 million subscribers. This guy's a cop. He's a copper. This guy's a cop. And this video is sponsored by, and it has a sponsorship in here. And then when you go into,
on March 27th,
when you go into Midwest Safety and you go into, this says right here, please consider joining for $1 a month. It really helps us do original reporting like this. Complaints, be nice to individuals presenting these videos may be suffering from the effects of alcohol, drug abuse. So this is a cop, okay? This Midwest Safety channel, this is a cop, an ex-cop. He's a cop. And the reason why he gets the body camera footage that he does, allegedly, is that he gets the body camera footage from active duty cops. They call him, text him. So if you take a look at the revenue that this channel is making, and every single video on here has a cop slant to it. And we're going to watch that whole video, but first I want to explain to you, this guy is a cop for cop sucking, for sucking off cops. Right here. This channel is all about cop sucking. Suck them off, boy. And even the videos that Midwest Safety does put out, it's all these ridiculous
federal agents invest.
It's clickbait. Rookie cops gets investigated by the feds. That's not true. That I watched this whole video, and this is the reason why I wanted to come on here today and show you guys this. Midwest Safety is a cop. Do you understand that? So just make sure you understand this is a cop, an ex-cop who gets his body cam footage from other cops, maybe active duty cops, maybe cops all around the country. Let me give you some numbers here so you can understand exactly what I'm talking about here. So for Midwest Safety here, I just showed you a second ago. Let me show you the amount of money each of these videos is making. So on this video right here, this video made $13,000. You get about $1,000 per 100,000 views. So this video made $13,000. This video made $6,200. This video made almost $20,000. So who sent him this video? Where'd he get it? Nobody else had the body cam footage. Members first, 3 days ago, right? $700 video. This video made $66,000 6 days ago. And he got the body camera footage from another cop. So this $60,000 that he made on this video, who did it get split up between? How many coppers are in on it? This one's almost $1 million. This is $1 million. This is an $11,000 video right here. This is an $18,000 video right there. This is a $13,000 video right there. And he's doing a video a day or so. Or they or them. I'm not sure exactly how you want to call
on March 27th,
but that's how much
federal
money,
agents
that's how much money this channel is making. And the entire slant of all the videos are how we, the people, are a bunch of ignorant, lawless crazies, and the cops are really the good guys. Even this video here titled "Rookie Cops Gets Investigated by the Feds," you're going to see what an investigation is. And then I'm going to show you some numbers. It's all a scam. The cops are in on the scam now. Now the cops are working with cops to get the body cam footage before you or I can see it. Because this video right here, you never would have pulled this video. How did this cop channel, this cop sucking, boot licking, leather sucking channel, how did this channel get this particular body camera footage? It's a fair question. How'd they get it? How'd they get it? Sevenfold, I think I just saw your name come through. How'd they get it? Kevin Gordon, how did they get the video? Well, because the cops called him and said, hey, man, this would make a cool video. You should FOIA request this body cam video footage. And now, but what this copper right here did, April Rain, nice to see you, life under the microscope. What this cop right here does, this Midwest Safety, who is a cop. Once a cop, always a cop. Full-time coppers. This guy, maybe he did it intentionally, maybe he didn't. Maybe he retired from the pig force and decided to see the light and decided to, no. He's working with cops on police departments all around the country. They all know Midwest Safety's a cop. Send them your video and they'll make sure that you guys look good. And this video right here from this cop right here, he wants to make sure that the cops look good. Remember that. Make sure you understand whose video you're watching. This is a PSY operation. You're seeing it happen right in front of you. So now let me show you what's revealed here. I'm going to get into, there's a lot of little tiny things in here that you may watch this video and you're just busy watching the video, doing your laundry, feeding your dog, and you don't see it in the background. I'm going to point it out for you though. I'm going to show you exactly what you should be listening for, but you may not
investigate a rookie officer after
This officer.
Okay, so let's first and foremost point out that this cop goes on to this train car here, this subway car here, to wake this guy up. He never goes there to help him out. And let me ask you a question. On an empty subway car, why can't he stay right there? What's the matter, you? How come he can't stay right there? It's freezing ass cold outside. Why can't he just stay where he is? No. The cop's got to help him out. He's not hurting anybody. Why does he have to be helped out? And watch this. This whole thing is a scam. John Eagle's in the room. What's up, John Eagle?
What's up, buddy? Oh, you're going the wrong way, buddy. Careful. That way. Can I pat you down real quick?
This officer who just offered to search the suspect is a
No. Okay, so look at the scam that Midwest Safety does. Look at the scam. This officer who just offered to search the suspect. There's not an offer. You're forced into it. Everything here is a psyops for Midwest Safety to promote the dirty jackboot thug pigs of our society. It's a lie. He didn't offer.
Trainee in Phase 3, being monitored by his FTO. What he doesn't know is the suspect will make allegations of abuse from his search, resulting in immediate scrutiny by the feds, since the police department has been under federal oversight for the last 9 years.
Okay, so he makes it sound as though the feds are there to make sure he's doing his job right. And by the way, if you have a federal consent decree for 9 years, why is it that Albuquerque, New Mexico is the #1 place in all of America where you can be killed by the police? You may not know that, but Letzo TVO in the chat does. He knows that. The #1 murder spot for cops in America is in New Mexico. They've been under federal consent decree for 9 years. So then what good's the federal consent decree doing? If they still kill more people than any other state in America, then what good is having the feds for oversight doing? It is such a scam. And just wait, he reveals more scams, and he doesn't even mean to, because remember, he wants you to just suck the cops off. That's what he wants.
Come on, let's go here.
It's cold. I just want to go. I don't
It's cold. I want to be left alone. Why do they have to harass him? Why can't he be left alone?
want to be out as close. Bro, it's cold.
Can we take you somewhere?
Do you want to shelter?
You want to
Okay, can I take you somewhere to the West Ripple Effect? What's going on, my brother? Good to see you. We got to talk. A lot going on, dude.
go West Side Shelter? Yeah, we can take you there. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So we can take you to the West Side Shelter.
Still got to pat you down, though. We got to step out here first.
Why? Why? Hold on a second. This, you may not pay attention to this, but I do. Why do you need to search me to give me a ride? Why can't you just give me a ride? I thought that you were a paid public servant. Why can't you just give me a ride without having to put your grubby little pig hands all over me? I don't want you to touch me. Could you imagine that for a moment? I don't want your fucking hands on me, bud. Could you just imagine that for a moment? I don't want you touching me. But it gets worse. It gets worse. Pay close attention here.
God, bro.
You got to stand up. I got to pat you down, man. You know,
Why does he have to be patted down?
want to go to the West Side Shelter or not?
You gotta go, bro.
If you're going to act this way, we're not
No, he's acting that way because he doesn't want you patting him down, because he has chemicals in his pocket that he doesn't want you to take because he's a drug addict. That's what he is. And he doesn't want you to take his chemicals, bro. That's why he's acting that way.
going to even take you. Why are you acting this way?
Because he doesn't want you to take the drugs out of his pocket is why.
God.
Do not close distance on me.
Oh, do not close distance on me. Let me take a look at this guy, okay? You could close all the distance you wanted on me, buddy. You could close all the distance you wanted on me. I could take this arm right here and beat you down without even trying. If he even tried to do one single thing to me, I could throw him on the ground in seconds, because I'm trained, unlike these cops who are not trained. Hey, thanks for the gifted. What's the matter, you gifted memberships? SWE Observer gifted memberships. I did not see it. I think I hate the cops as much as Chili. I can't stand them. I can't stand them, Taco Man. I cannot. Taco Mama 420. I cannot stand them. Sevenfold. And the worst part about it is channels like Midwest Safety getting millions and millions, because he's getting body camera footage that you and I don't get access to, because he's either in a partnership with cops who are sending him those videos that he's paying. Remember, he's making $60,000 on one video. Every million views is about $10,000. That's why when you see a lackluster video, it's got 1 million views, and then he'll start a GoFundMe for the person to put $100 in there. He made $10,000 off the video. So that's my problem with people who really want to help people. Just like they wanted to help this guy get off that train to get him into a shelter. But first I got to pat you down. And then wait, it gets worse. It's not just the pat down. There's more to it. And then don't come at me right here. He doesn't want to be patted down. And then look at this pig.
Even take you. Why are you acting this way?
God.
Do not close this.
Do not close distance on me. He wasn't doing anything, dude. He was throwing a fit.
We're not going to even take you. Why are you acting this way?
Now pay attention. Watch his train. Watch the way he's walking, his gait, his hips. They're facing to walk past the officer.
Do not close distance on me.
And he decided to get in his way and push him.
Don't. I will. We can take you to the shelter. Let's take you to the shelter. Yeah.
Right, yes, dude.
Go that way.
Bro. Where?
The patrol car.
Okay, so like you and I, when we think that someone's going to give us a ride in a patrol car or they're going to give us a ride in a car, cope doggy dog, what do? We just go over and get in the car, right? No problem. That's what I'm going to do.
Don't get in. Wait. Put your hands behind your back. We got.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Thanks so much, Copper, for showing us the policy, procedure, and protocol, Midwest Safety. Thanks, Mr. Copper. Thanks for showing us that in Albuquerque, New Mexico, for you to get a ride from the cops, they got to put you in torture cuffs. What do we know about torture cuffs? Torture cuffs are always torture. So now let's keep going a little bit here and let's see what happens.
Got to put you in handcuffs because whenever we transport people, you have to be in handcuffs.
All right, let's leave.
Whenever we transport people, they have to be in handcuffs. Why is that?
Ow!
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Can you see if he's squeezing his fingers right here? Because I can't see it. Are you even looking to see if he's squeezing his fingers? I can kind of see fingers. I can't tell if he's squeezing them or not. But then here comes the big lie. I can get a finger in there.
You're seriously cussing at us. We're giving you a
Right there. He's squeezing his hand.
ride to the west side. Are you kidding me?
He's being
Oh, you're not giving him a ride to the west side, Piggy. You are putting him in torture cuffs. You are searching him. You have conditions to your so-called help. We're trying to help you. Then why are you putting him in cuffs?
aggressive.
No, he's not. You're
Being aggressive.
calling him a bitch and all sorts of shit. We're here trying to help you.
Oh, you're trying to help him? That doesn't look like you're trying to help him. It looks like you're putting him in torture cuffs.
Stop, bro, stop. Oh,
I can't see if they're squeezing his fingers.
stop, bro. Stop.
Can't see the hands at all. Can't see if they're squeezing his cold fingers.
Oh.
Oh, right there.
Don't be kicking me. You do that shit again, I'm going to take you to the ground.
Don't be kicking me. The guy weighs 98 cents.
Oh, close the door.
Wait,
We're done. Go.
Thanks, Midwest Safety, Mr. Copper. Thanks for showing us the inhumane, disgusting tactics of police. He wanted a ride to a shelter where it was warm. And as soon as he didn't fall down on his knees and suck your cop stick, all of a sudden now you're not going to give him a ride to the shelter anymore. You took him out of the place where he was warm under the guise that you were going to help him. But now because he didn't like being put in torture cuffs, now you're not going to take him at all. Thanks, Midwest Safety. Thank you, Mr. Copper. Appreciate you showing us this.
please don't. Please don't.
He's so cold.
Please don't.
And then Midwest Safety puts on the bottom, sits on police car. Do you see it right there at the bottom? Let me scroll up a little bit. Do you see that? Sits on police car. Because it's a PSYOP operation. It's a oh, there's Fit Fuel. What's up, Playboy? What's up, Playboy? It's a psychological operation done to you. Sits on police car. Well, anybody who sits on a cop car, well, they're just not part of a good society, are they? Have you not noticed we're not living in a good society? We're living in a police state, prison state, death state. You're not free here. Don't think you can have a good time. It's not how it works, not at all whatsoever. What a load of shit.
Get off my car.
No, please.
Get off our car. It's not your car, cop.
Get
off my car.
It's not your car.
Bro.
Get off my freaking
I
car.
wanna go.
It's not your car. I want to go to the West Side Shelter, he says right down there at the bottom of the screen.
We just tried to take you and you started kicking me.
Oh, started kicking you? I didn't see him kicking you.
First stop, I want.
No, we gave you 3 chances.
No, please.
Oh, you gave him 3 chances? You took him off the warm space that he was in and insisted he leave in cuffs.
Get off my
Sir,
unit.
it's cold out here.
It's cold out here, please.
Please.
If you don't get off my unit, I'm going to use force to get you off.
Okay, can you please
He's going to use force to get him off.
No.
take me to the Western Shelter?
You just started kicking me when I tried to handcuff you.
Well, yeah, why does he? Okay, you just started kicking me when I. Okay, if you're going to give somebody a ride, Let's OTVO 10 memberships, Fit Fuel with the super chat. I'm trying to. I haven't been on very much, as you guys know. I'm finishing the board game Constitution headquarters, Constitution HQ. You guys, there's a channel called Constitution HQ. Some of you guys may be already subscribed to it. There's only 400 subs on there, but all the videos I'm creating now are going to go on Constitution HQ. So I'm creating videos now for Constitution HQ. I'm just not airing them yet. There's a bit of a process I have to do. Your copyright on YouTube is not a copyright unless you copyright it with copyright.gov before you air it. Yeah, it's a scam. It's another scam by YouTube China.
Get off my unit.
How did you take me to the website shelter?
I tried to. You just wouldn't cooperate. We tried to. I explained to you we have to handcuff people for. How was he rude? Because you started kicking us. You literally actually just battered me. That's a felony.
So now remember what he said right there. He just started kicking him is what he said. And then he said, you just battered me, and that's a felony. You're welcome, Josh. I'm glad you got that trifold in the mail. I was hoping it was going to make it through.
Started kicking us. You literally actually just battered me. That's a felony.
You literally actually just battered me. That's a felony. Pay close attention to that right there. Listen very carefully.
I don't give a fuck. He literally threw me on the fucking hood.
No, he didn't throw you.
I'm slamming you.
He didn't slam you. No, he didn't. And this is being recorded. No. You're the one tossing and turning, kicking me. I was trying to help you to get you somewhere where it's warm. You started cussing us out.
Hold on a minute. Let's reassess that real quick. I'm going to stop this a few times here. This is a reaction video for the cop, Midwest Safety, who's a cop. You're not trying to help him out. You forced him out of his warm place and then told him that if he wants to get a ride, you have to put him in torture cuffs. Keep the score correct. Okay. So remember, all throughout it, Midwest Safety is going to put little things at the bottom to slant you into believing that the cop is the good guy and this guy who's a drug addict is a bad guy. Midwest Safety is making sure he's giving you little nudges. He sits on the cop car. He sat on the cop car. Let me clutch my pearls. It's a psy operation. That's what it is. Psychological operation.
Put my hands together and squeezing them all orange.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, wait, did you hear that right there?
Put my hands together and squeezing them all orange.
Putting my hands together and squeezing them all hard and shit is what he said. Do you believe him? I can't see it on video, but I do believe him. When your fingers are cold and someone squishes them together, it hurts, doesn't it? Put a 1 in the chat if squeezing cold fingers hurts. It hurts. And he just said out loud, you're putting my hands together and squeezing them and shit. Why is he lying? Thanks, Let's OTVO. Thank you, Let's OTVO, for the 10 memberships. Appreciate that. Thank you, Fit Fuel. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. Let's keep going.
No, he wasn't.
If he was, how would you know you were doing it?
Because I'm training him.
Oh, so because you're training him doesn't mean that he squeezed his fingers. Okay.
Literally watching what he's doing.
Oh, you did, but just so you know, if the coppers squeeze your fingers, other coppers think that's perfectly fine. Other coppers see that as that's how I got to control your hand. I got to squeeze your fingers. And the other one is they'll bend your wrist over the top of the cuffs to hurt you. That's the whole plan.
And you think we want to take you after you're calling us that?
He didn't want to be taken to begin with.
I don't have to do anything.
No, he didn't want you to do anything. He was asleep.
Could have just left you there. But
You should have just left him there. He didn't want you to bother him. He wanted to be left right there. I'm not sure why you're bothering him at all whatsoever. He didn't ask to be bothered. He never asked for you to demand him to get off the train car. He wasn't disturbing anybody's peace. He was simply asleep.
I wanted to take you to the West Side shelter.
No, you didn't. You threatened to charge him with a felony for battering you, and he will.
But sitting there kicking me isn't doing anything, is it?
He didn't sit there and kick you. Where's that? We never saw that. Oh, you mean his foot landed on your foot, or he was stomping around when you're putting him in torture cuffs?
No.
So basically, wanted to ride to the shelter.
So now don't forget here, where Midwest Safety puts down here, another officer arrives. Remember, each little nudge that Midwest Safety gives you is a nudge in the slant for the cop.
So basically, he wanted to ride to the shelter.
No, he did not want to ride to the shelter. You forced him off that train cart.
We agreed, started kicking and screaming, kicked me. So if you're not going to get off my unit.
So then look what Midwest Safety does. Okay, so the guy isn't coherent. He's a drug addict. But then Midwest Safety here puts right here, completely unintelligible. Why'd you put that, Midwest Safety? Because this is the bad guy and the cops are the good ones.
So if you're not going to get off my unit again, I'm going to make you. Okay, this is your last chance. Get off my unit.
Well, you're going to.
Why? Are you going to try and fight with me again?
Yeah, I'm a swing.
Try to fight with me again?
You stupid ass.
Would any of you guys be willing to take him to the West Side shelter? So if we take you to the shelter, are you going to act a fool?
No.
Okay, but you have to be handcuffed, and we're not going to put up with no bullshit.
Why do you have to be handcuffed to receive help from the state?
What's your name? Nathan? Nathan?
Yeah.
Can you get off the car, please?
You just take him to the West Side shelter?
Look at that. She actually talked to him like a person for a minute, said, hey, what's your name? Can you jump off the car for me, please? And then he does. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine it?
Yeah, but we got to handcuff you.
Why does he have to be handcuffed? He's a druggie.
Oh my goodness, dude. How many needles do you have in your pocket?
Sure.
Why?
How many guns in the bag?
Diabetic or what?
No.
There's the smile by the cop. Diabetic or what? And then she smiles real big. Remember, the cops are the good guys here. Remember, the cops are the good guys. Midwest Safety wants you to know the cops are the good guys.
Oh.
Okay, ow, because torture cuffs are always torture. But now listen to the lie.
Hold on. Relax. You want to ride? You want to ride? Okay.
So you have to be tortured if you're going to get a ride.
I could fit a whole finger in there, dude.
I could fit a whole finger in there. Everybody put in the comment section, I could fit a whole finger in there. These are not torturing you. Your wrist is shaped like this and the cuffs are shaped like this and they clamp down on your wrist bones. So there's going to be a little gap between the top and the bottom of your wrist. But I can get a finger in there. So your wrists are not being tortured. You're not being tortured. It doesn't really hurt. You're making that up. Even though we can see on tens of thousands of videos, including the cop that got arrested. Remember him going, ow, 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 my wrist, my wrist. Remember that? Get me out of these cuffs. Get me out of these cuffs. Because torture cuffs are meant to torture you. And then the beta male chumpzilla cops will say things like, oh, they're not supposed to be comfortable. Why do you have, I thought the basic detainment from Terry versus Ohio meant that you got detained. It doesn't say you get tortured. And that's the problem that we're facing here. But remember, this is a psychological operation by Midwest Safety. He's a cop promoting cops.
Hold on. Stop wiggling around.
Ow! Stop twisting your dog!
I'm not twisting nothing. Relax. You gotta lock them, okay? So they don't get tighter on you.
Now can we go?
So there is a cut right there. What did Midwest Safety cut out? And let me ask you a question real quick. How did Midwest Safety know to request these particular body cameras of these particular officers? How did he know every officer's name on the beat? How did he know every single cop that was there? How did he know which incident number to file for? Because those cops in Albuquerque, New Mexico, allegedly called up Midwest Safety and said, hey, you want Officer Gonzalez's and Officer Trujeles, and that's what he did. And that's what he's doing. This video's only got a couple 100,000 views, but when you get to 1 million, that's when you make 10 grand. What's the money split over on Midwest Safety? Is that cop who created the video getting all the money, or is there a kickback scheme in place for cops who call them up and say, dude, you got to get the body camera for this incident number? This is a psychological operation. Midwest Safety is a total psychological operation. He's not done, though. The real psyops is not done till the end. But just wait till the end. You'll see.
No, not yet. I still have to take all the needles out of your pocket.
So now look at him put his head down on the cop car. He doesn't want his chemicals taken from him. He's a drug addict. And look how tiny his legs are. If this guy kicked me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just reminded me of direct douchebag. Like if a guy with legs this big tries to kick you, there's nothing they can do about it. You can kick me as hard as you want with those little tiny little scrappy legs right there. And he doesn't have any power because he has no weight behind him at all whatsoever. Just drives me crazy.
Bro, fuck out here, bro.
All right, we're good.
Hey, John.
We'll take him out.
Hey.
Did you take a sweet ass time, man? John has got all fucking night. I ain't got
Gross.
shit to do. There. That's all the fucking needles. Happy?
Nathan, keep giving attitude and we're not going to give you a ride.
Oh, if you keep giving attitude, you're not going to give you a ride. Do you not have the man in torture cuffs? Does he not have a right to be upset that he's in torture cuffs?
So chill out. I haven't checked the other pockets.
Oh my fucking god. Hello. Ow.
I'm not trying to. Gotta make sure this is not a weapon. All right.
Look.
Hello.
Hey, look. Last I checked, the back of your leg is a smooth, flat surface. Okay, you squeezed his pocket.
Ow.
I'm not trying to. Gotta make sure this is not a weapon.
How can we? I'm cold out here.
Okay, we can release you.
Wait, hold on a minute. Wait. There it is right there. There's your PSYOPs by Midwest Safety right there. There it is. There it is right there. Ever so gentle nudge. It's an ever so gentle nudge that the cops are the good guys who forced him off of the warm train car that he may have paid for the fare to go on. And now they put here more attitude. More attitude. It's a psychological operation by a cop channel to get you to believe that the people are bad and the cops are good. Last I checked, I don't see very many videos of gang murders by regular people. That happens in urban black communities primarily. We know that from the gun statistic violence records. We know that most of the gun violence in our country comes from urban black neighborhoods in America, like it or not. Just like the laws were created against black people, same thing. The facts are the facts. But here, Midwest Safety is going to let you know he's got more attitude about getting a ride, but he has to be tortured in torture cuffs. But Midwest Safety wants you to know he's giving the cops more attitude. Can't you see it? The cops are good. It's this guy who's bad. He's giving more attitude, Midwest Safety puts here. Of course, because you're a cop.
Okay, we can release you.
No, stop.
Then look at me.
Bro, you can open up the back door.
Oh, we're trying to help you out, bro. He didn't need help to begin with. You should have left him alone.
Go.
You're not in charge here, bro.
Yeah, you're
Now, listen to all this. Look at this ego shit here. This is disgusting.
Bro, you can open up the back door, dog. Go.
You're not in charge here,
yeah,
bro.
you're not in charge. You're far from in charge.
He cut it. What have I been saying the whole time? I'm going to keep on saying it. This is a reaction video. I'm going to keep on reacting to the video. You're not in charge. You're not in charge. We're in charge. You heard it. Your brain heard it from your ears. You heard it. That they're in charge. And then he cut it. Do you understand what Midwest Safety is trying to do here? They're in charge. You're not in charge. That's what Midwest Safety is doing. You just saw it. I mean, you can't make it up. You're seeing it on video.
Ow! Ow!
What did you take, bro? Why are you acting like this? Are you high?
Are you high?
Well, this pig's giving you a ride.
Sorry, Piglet.
I'm sorry, drag you guys in this one. No, you're good, bro.
Sorry to drag you guys into this. This is such a waste of resources. This shouldn't have happened. There was no need to do any of this. There was absolutely no need for any of this. Oh, I know it, Lynn. Listen, Lynn, Team DLZ has quit YouTube because of what you're seeing right here. Oh, yeah, I know, Lynn. I know. I can't. Whatever.
So we'll call the West Side Shelter, make sure he's not banned from there. Okay.
So if he bangs on a door, why do you care?
You need to stop kicking my door. You hear me? Well, stop kicking my door. What's your question?
Can I please get some water?
I don't have water.
Of course they don't have any water.
Can we go to the West Side Shelter then?
Yes, we're going to go, but you better not be kicking my car. I told you I was going to put up with this stuff. I will take you out of the car.
Nathan, what's your last name, dude?
My business.
Well, I need to know who you are, bro.
Why? This is an unreasonable search and seizure. You don't have to give that pig your full name because he's giving you a ride. XX Geo's in the house, everybody.
If you want him to give you a ride, man, we need to identify you.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. If we're going to give you a ride, we have to identify you so we can search for warrants. If we're going to give you a ride, then we need your identification because it's crack for cops. They got to get your ID. But now listen to Midwest Safety here, what he says.
The Albuquerque Police Department, which is where this incident took place, is under a U.S. Department of Justice deferred prosecution agreement.
So they deferred being prosecuted, and this has been going on for 9 years. What's the point? Let me show you what Midwest Safety is going to show you what the federal oversight means. So everybody, and I was one of them too. I mean, I got to be honest. I'm so grateful that this cop, Midwest Safety, showed this because it lets us know, number one, that Midwest Safety is a psychological operation to win your hearts and minds, to paint us in a bad light and cops as the good guys. That's what the Midwest Safety Channel is all about. That's my proclamation. I'm welcome to say it. I'm welcome to my opinion. How he's getting the body camera footage, allegedly, he's working in cahoots with cops all over the country. Why, if you're a cop, wouldn't you want to be seen in a positive light? Hey, man, get this incident number, grab this body camera footage, and make sure you say nice things about me. Or make sure you show my good side. So if the Albuquerque Police Department has been on a deferred prosecution, in other words, instead of prosecuting the dirty pigs, they gave them a deferred option. Deferred prosecution agreement, a DPA with federal monitors. Well, man, Trump ending all the federal oversight all over the country, man, that's going to have a real effect, isn't it? Not at all. The federal oversight does absolutely nothing. It's a scam. It's a fucking lie. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate you, man. This is just watch it. It gets worse. Thank you, Bilbo Swag. Appreciate you, man.
With a federal monitor, any use of force is immediately reviewed by the feds. So after an officer informs their sergeant about the suspect claiming they hurt him while putting handcuffs on, the sergeant has to come to the scene and review the body cam footage.
Oh, wait a minute. It takes them weeks and months and weeks and months to get the body camera out for you and I. So after the officer informs the sergeant about the suspect claiming they hurt him, he comes to
while putting handcuffs on, the sergeant has to
come to the scene to review the body camera footage. So then that means that cops can watch the body camera footage back at the pig shack and then write their report based on what you see on camera, or change the bullshit story they started with. Like, we went to help him. They didn't. They drug him off a car. And then he started kicking me. I never saw that kick. We're just going by what the cop said. He just said, "You're kicking me." The 75-cent dude there, what did I say? He weighs 98 cents? He weighs 98 pounds. Let me just tell you something. You can have all the technique you want in the world. When you're cracked out and you're this big as a person, there's no kicks or punches that are going to hurt from that drug addict.
Come to the scene and review the body cam footage.
Sarge's in route. Sarge has to watch my video. Oh, so sorry. No,
now they're showing you, Midwest Safety, the cop channel, that's a psychological operation, that there's oversight, that the sergeant is coming to review his video.
Because he accused us or you that you were hurting him. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just we still got to document it.
Now he's showing you how the cops are saying You didn't do anything wrong. We're just documenting it. Cops are the good guys. That's what Midwest Safety wants you to believe.
Sarge has to watch this video real quick.
Flying off supervisor can view video.
I'm like, I'm gonna have you show me where in the video
It's pretty much.
is it right away?
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes into it.
So he didn't review the video. He said he didn't do an independent investigation away from the cop who's being accused. He said, show me in the video where he's claiming that you heard him. Don't you have to watch the whole thing? Isn't that what the cops always say? You didn't see what happened before. But now it's all different when cops are investigating cops. Just show me in the spot where he said that you heard him. This is a psychological operation. Midwest Safety is a cop plant. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, like once he gets to the car, right? Yeah. We put the handcuffs on, he gets all mad, and he starts pulling away right away. And then it just as soon as I grab his fingers, that's when he started complaining.
As soon as I grab his fingers is when he started complaining because you squeezed his fingers. Put a 1 in the chat if it's not too far for you to believe that the cop squeezed his cold fingers. Could you imagine that for a moment? Do you think that's possible? Do you think that could be true? Thanks again, Fit Fuel. FF. Fit Fuel. Appreciate your support. Just, do you think maybe he squeezed his fingers? Put a 1 in the chat if you think he squeezed his fingers. Let me put a 1 for me. I think he squeezed his fingers and it caused the guy to go bananas. That's what I think. That's what I believe to be true.
So with these things, even if we didn't do anything wrong per se, just because he said it hurt, that's why we have to go over it.
Yeah, so basically I got to come and make sure that any kind of allegation, I just have to make sure that there was nothing like done.
Okay, so listen to what you just heard right there. Listen to what you just heard. OTVO, no bootlicker. What's going on, Playboy? Listen to what you just heard. You just saw that cops are overseeing cops. That if someone complains that they got hurt, then the sergeant has to come to the scene. And they even, does this not feel like a staged video to you? They're creating a video for the public. Do the cops here on this scene know they're going to send it to their cop advocate, Midwest Safety? Do they know that in advance? The lines are so perfect. I mean, pay close attention. I'm going to play it back one more time. I'm going to zoom in so you can read the words on the screen. Let me zoom in here so you can read the words on the screen. How perfect is this?
Sure.
Even if he gets all mad, and he starts pulling away right away. And then it just as soon as I grab his fingers, that's when he started complaining.
Sergeant begins watching. Look, there's oversight.
So with these things, even if we didn't do anything wrong per se.
So with these things, even if we didn't do anything wrong per se.
Just because he said it hurt, that's why we have to go over it.
Yeah, so basically I got to come make sure that it was, what a staged bunch of shit. That is so staged. Okay, if you've been under a federal consent decree or a deferred charges against the police department for 9 years, and you just went through police academy training, and then you're going through the training of the Albuquerque Police Department, you don't know that if the guy says that you heard him, that the sergeant has to come out. Those lines are plain as day scripted. This was so scripted, it's unbelievable. This is so fucking fake, it's unreal. And Midwest Safety is their Fox News. This is Project Mockingbird right here on YouTube. Midwest Safety is a cop plant all the way. Midwest Safety, I wonder, what's your monetary split? Are you paying these cops to send you the incident number for the police report? I'm just going to play it one more time without the red line going across it. And listen, look at how perfect it is.
Went away right away, and then it just as soon as I grab his fingers, that's when he started complaining. So with these things, even if we didn't do anything wrong per se, just because he said it hurt, that's why we have to go over it?
Yeah, so basically I got to come and make sure that any kind of allegation, I just have to make sure that there was nothing like done.
It's once we get off the bus, yeah, and he starts walking to the vehicle. There, right here.
Yeah, that should be good.
Hey, it's a attention, dog. Trying to put you in handcuffs. Hey, no, I'm done. Are you gonna freaking cooperate? God, what do you expect?
Ow!
You're seriously cussing at us. We're giving you a ride to the west side. Are you kidding me?
He's being aggressive.
No, he's not. You're calling him a bitch and all sorts of shit. We're here trying to help you.
Ow!
After reviewing the footage,
Okay, now here comes Midwest Safety to put everything in perspective for you. Midwest Safety, the cop plant on YouTube, he's going to come in and say, after reviewing the footage, the sergeant determines the allegations of abuse are unfounded. First, there's oversight. Second, the little puppy. So you mean that even if they just say that maybe they got hurt, you got to come out and review it? You betcha, puppy. And then Midwest Safety, here he comes in to wrap it in a bow. The sergeant reviewed and that's not him. That's AI voice. This is an AI video. Midwest Safety would never play his actual voice. He doesn't want anybody to know who he actually is because he's a plant. This is a psychological operation against you. Oh yeah, ripple effect got it. It's a lot bigger than we think. Oh yeah. This Midwest Safety channel, how do you know they're not working with Google to make sure Midwest Safety gets the most views? Because he's going to tell you here, after reviewing it, the sergeant determines that the claims are unfounded.
the sergeant determines the allegations of abuse are unfounded and decides to move forward with charges for the multiple offenses the suspect committed during the encounter. But in just a few moments, the feds...
Hold on, what is that? Okay. And decides to move forward with charges for the multiple offenses. I'm sorry, what? I'm so confused here. I'm so confused. Didn't you go there to help him? Didn't you go there to help him? You said you went there and you were helping him out. You were giving him a ride. I just got to put you in torture cuffs. The sergeant comes out to review the video, and then they decide to move forward with multiple charges. What? In what world is that helping him out? Thanks, Fit Fuel. Appreciate it. I can't see the super chats. It's a scam. You guys understand that? This whole channel, the whole thing is a psychological operation. It's a complete and total scam.
Multiple offenses the suspect committed during the encounter. But in just a few moments, the feds are going to show up and do their own review.
We'll check your
Wait till you see the feds review.
cuffs, but no spitting, no kicking.
And here's the good cops. But hold on a minute. Let's get to where the feds...
Second, okay. So we need you to step out. Step to the left. And face the car. Face the car.
Whoa, chill out, dog.
Could you imagine if he'd been left alone on that train car? None of this would be happening. He wouldn't have to deal with any of this if he was just allowed to sleep right where he was. He didn't get a complaint. No one called in and said, this guy assaulted me on the train. This guy's spitting at me on the train. He was just sleeping there. But now he's going to face multiple charges. One, battery on a peace officer. They don't seem very peaceful to me. They're there to help him out, though. Remember that. They're just there to help him out.
Hold on.
They're going to put on ankle shackles on him now, and they're going to put a spit bag on him in a second. But just wait, okay?
I believe it's... It's cool. Just get in.
Could it be he's coming down? Could it be that he's on chemicals? All these overt reactions he's doing? Could it be that he needs a warm place to sleep for a couple nights and to sober up? Could that be the case here? The feds arrive, and there it is. Feds arrive. Now watch this. You want to talk about DEI hires. Barbara Budden, if you want to talk about what a DEI hire is, watch this review that the feds, we think of the feds and you think of black ties, the guys in the suit and tie with the thin black tie and dark sunglasses like Men in Black, right? That's not what it is. That's not what it is. What's going on, Kirsty? How are you? Good to see you, Kirsty. How are you? Watch this.
We're gonna help you get in, okay?
There you go.
The sergeant speaks with the federal agents who have arrived on scene.
Hello.
Good morning.
Now, here is the federal agents there to review the video.
How are you?
Is it good morning?
It is. What was the date of the incident?
Yesterday.
Now he's pointing out it's past midnight. They're filling out paperwork, but how much investigation are they doing into the actual offense of hurting him? They do absolutely none, Warren. What's going on, Dan Fizzle? What's going on, Kevin? What's going on, Jilly? Kevin, I have not sent off your keychains yet. I will tomorrow. What is going on? April, how are you? Good to see everybody. So now watch this nonsense. Take a look at the federal oversight that these guys do.
I believe it's the 15th. Yeah, 15. See, I said it. Oh, 20 minutes for my shift was ending. Oh, actually, it would have been 10 minutes.
You almost made it.
But I didn't.
They're all friends. They're all laughing. See how he says laughs right there? They're all having a good time together.
He complained of injuries if they just touched him.
Okay.
So,
Okay. She says, okay, no problem. Oh, okay. Give me the narrative so I can put it in my report.
you're going to have a complaint of injury throughout the whole interaction.
Okay, kind of tell me what happened.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get a call. The guy beat his wife, right? Then when you separate the couple, then you call the guy over and you go, okay, so tell me what happened. How did she make you hit her? Okay, now tell me what happened. Give me the narrative so I can write it in my report. Just such a fucking scam. It is such a scam.
I was contacted to a bunch of complaint of injuries. Watched the video. During the video, they're attempting to get him in handcuffs because he wants a ride to the shelter. So they're like, cool, we got to put you in.
He does not want to ride to the shelter. You forced him to do that.
Handcuffs. You go to put him in handcuffs. As soon as he touches the handcuffs, screaming. So they take him off. I'm like, dude, this is the only way you can go on the cop car.
Why is that? Why is that? How come the only way you can get a ride from the state is if you go in torture cuffs and you give them your ID? Why is that? Why is that? It's a fair question. Why? Why do I need to go in torture cuffs for you to give me a ride to a shelter? Do you understand? They just keep on encroaching on our freedoms more and more every day. Every day there's an encroachment. A little more. Hey, you can get in the back of the car, but now let's require that they go in cuffs. You're not in charge. We're in charge. You're not in charge. We're in charge. Midwest Safety played that twice.
So they put him again on. Complains of injury again. And then that's when he starts kicking them. And
Outside
then
the vehicle.
outside the vehicle.
He starts kicking them, he said.
Complains of injury again. And then that's when he starts kicking them. And
He did not start kicking them. Let me remind you, we never saw a kick. Never saw it. We heard the dirty pig say, oh yeah, he started kicking me. Never saw it. Never saw it. Never saw it. Where was the kicking at? And how much damage did his little toothpick legs do? And by the way, there's people who are pretty thin that can kick really hard. I fought plenty of those guys. But not when they're methed out and their hips can't shift. You have to be able to shift your hips over to kick hard. You have to be able to turn your hips for a kick to hurt at all whatsoever. You can kick someone as hard as you can, but if you don't know how to turn your hips over, it doesn't matter. Because you'll see people who are like, oh man, he's going to kick me. If you don't know how to kick, you can kick me as hard as anybody here. If you don't know how to kick, you can kick me as many times as you want if you don't know how to kick. And I'll laugh in your face because it doesn't hurt. I can feel it for sure. You might leave a bruise, but it doesn't hurt. There's no pain. And he's accusing this guy of kicking him. And then the sergeant said they were kicking them, not him, them.
and
Outside
then
the vehicle.
outside the vehicle. So he kicks them. They're taking the handcuffs off. As he's kicking, he's pulling away at the same time.
Never touch the ground.
No,
Okay.
because that would have committed a takedown if that was that. Well, do you want to watch the video?
Oh yeah, if you have the cameras with you, are they?
Yeah, they're here.
Let me just show you something here that you may not have caught. They went, well, Rights On. What's going on? Pistol P Rex. What's up, Pistol P Rex? What's up, Rights On? Lost Fool. Person is here. What is going on? Yeah, it hurts worse when you stub your toe if someone who kicks you doesn't know how to kick. It's amazing to me how many times I see people pop off like, go ahead, do it, take me on. And they don't know how to fight. You have to know how to fight. Fighting isn't something you can just do because you watch the UFC or you're a badass as you smoke your cigarettes and smoke your dope. You have to train like a ninja. You got to do wind sprints constantly to have any kind of fighting duration. It's just stupid. But did you see it? Did you see it here? She was going to just take his word.
He's pulling away at the same time.
Never touch the ground.
No,
Okay.
No, never touch the ground or that would be a takedown.
because that would have committed a takedown if that was that. Well, do you want to watch the video?
Well, do you want to watch the video? So this federal consent decree that makes it so that there's federal monitors, well, surely they're going to do a thorough investigation. And then she says, what?
Oh yeah, if you have the cameras with you, are they?
Yeah.
Boy, let me tell you something. The reason there's been a 9-year consent decree, the reason there's been a 9-year consent decree in New Mexico, and it's still the #1 state where cops murder people in America. This is the investigation done by the feds. You're looking at it. Oh, you got the video? Well, sure, I'll take a look at the video. Otherwise, I was just going to take your story and then just put a check mark there and you're under a federal consent decree. And you wonder why Elon Musk is wanting to fire all these people. How effective is this? But Midwest Safety, the cop, he's showing us that there's sergeant overview and there's federal overview. And then at the end of it, he's going to show you how this is a bad guy and the cops are the good guys. Just wait. It's a psychological operation. If you watch Midwest Safety, remember, you're watching a psychological operation to get you to be on the side of the cops. That's what Midwest Safety is. That's what the whole channel's about.
Yeah, they're here. He's complaining of them like immediately.
So now he's going to narrate what she's seeing. She doesn't go and watch it independently and zoom in. Her hands are in her pockets and she's 5 feet away from the screen. She's not even, what did I have to do? I had to stop it and zoom it in to see if they were squeezing his fingers. She's just standing there. This is the federal oversight.
He already said you pinched me.
You're seriously cussing at us. We're giving you a ride to the west side. Are you kidding me? We're here trying to help you.
So all this is low level. Like none of this is use of force.
All of this is low level. None of this is use of force. And she's shaking her head. Yeah, you're right. It's supposed to be an independent investigation by a federal oversight. And she's not doing any of that. She's allowing him to narrate to her what she's seeing. And she's going,
To help you.
So all this is low level. Like
so all this is low level.
none of this is use of force.
And there she is. Did she zoom in to see if his fingers were getting squeezed? We couldn't see it when I zoomed in, but did she zoom in?
So basically after this, they let him.
She stops watching. She stops watching. She's not looking anymore. She's listening to his narration. She's not, this isn't oversight. It's a fucking joke. Look, she stopped watching the video and she's listening to him explain what's on the video.
Go. He climbs on top of the car, and then the other officers come, and then they go to get him in handcuffs, and he's doing the same thing all.
How long have they been working together, the cops and these feds? Remember, she starts off with, oh, is that right? Good to see you, Seldwin. Thanks for coming. 20 memberships from Fit Fuel. What is going on, Fit Fuel? Fit Fuel, thanks. I'm not keeping up with the comments very good. I guess I'm out of practice of doing. SWE Observer is here. Thanks, Fit Fuel. What is going on with the Playboy? Remember when the sergeant first got up? Hey, what's going on? Just 20 minutes, get off my shift. Almost made it. That's not what we want. We want an adversarial group of people who are there to catch the cops breaking the law and police brutality. That's what we want. We don't want you. We're like, oh, hey, Scott. Hey, Tina. What's going on? Just about got off shift. Almost made it. Only 20 minutes to go. You were only 10 minutes away. That's not what we want. That's not what the people want. We want actual oversight. What a load of shit on a stick.
All over again. Ow, you're hurting my arm.
No.
No force at all.
Why don't you look at the fucking screen? Why don't you look at the screen, lady? Why don't you take a look at the God-blessed screen? Why are you asking him? So the officers didn't use... There's a video there. It's 20 minutes long. Why aren't you watching it? Neither one are looking at it. They're asking him, and he's filling in the blanks for them. I wonder why there's been a federal oversight for 9 years in New Mexico. They're still the #1 murderous state in America. Why is that? Why do you think that is? How come? Why do you think that is? Could it be because they're just meeting with the cops and going, okay, give me the story so I can write a report so I can get my paycheck. Hey, Trump, Elon, don't fire me. I'm doing my job. Doesn't look like they're doing their job to me. I mean, look, neither one is watching the video. They're just listening.
And then the other officers come, and then they go to get him in handcuffs.
He's screaming and crying. Why isn't she watching the video?
And he's doing the same thing all over again. Ow, you're hurting my arm.
She's never looking at the video. This DEI hire right here.
No force at all.
Or anything.
Mm-mm.
But every time they put him on, ow.
Every single time.
Oh, okay. No problem. Okay. Now that you told me, okay.
You guys, none of you were present for the course, right?
No.
Neither one of you? Well, I guess we clear with Sarge. Good to go.
After
Good to go. Good to go, everybody. They're good to go. They're good to go, everybody. Marauder said it the best. DEI hire at best. Fat, lazy sow. That's what those two chicks are. Fat, lazy sows. Don't do a God-blessed thing. What a load of shit on a stick.
clearing the situation with the sergeant,
After clearing the situation with the sergeant,
officers transport the suspect to jail.
he never wanted to go to jail. He wanted to go to a shelter, but they put a bunch of conditions on it that made him react.
During the transport, the suspect continued spitting and kicking inside the squad car.
There it is, folks. You're looking at the psychological operation that is called Midwest Safety. There it is right there. After clearing the situation with the sergeant, the suspect...
Jail. During
the transport, the suspect continued spitting and kicking inside the squad car. He's the evil one. He's spitting and kicking. They didn't squeeze his fingers. They didn't force him into torture cuffs. They didn't pat him down and demand his identification. He had broken no laws. Just remember that. Midwest Safety is a psychological cop sucking channel. Just remember that. This right here, he's putting a cap right on it for you. He was spitting and kicking inside of the car. Wait, there's more.
Transport, the suspect continued spitting and kicking inside the squad car.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ow, chill, bro.
Step out.
Chill.
Step out for us, bro. Step out.
Chill.
You're not gonna do that.
Like that was an actual attempt. Watch.
You're not gonna do that. No.
Don't pull on my pants, dog.
Well, we'll help you.
Well, you're
That's help right there.
don't pull on my pants, dog.
I'm trying to pull up my pants, dog. And look how he's treating him.
Well, we'll help you.
Well, you're a second.
Look how hard he's squeezing his arm. The guy weighs. Look how small his little arms are.
Alright, go right. Go to the right.
You're going to get the What did he say, bro?
No, not with the way you're acting, bro.
Oh, no water now. He said, follow it here. You're going to give me the fucking water now? You said, bro, you'd give me some water. All he wanted was some water.
What did he say, bro?
No, not with the way you're acting, bro.
Ow!
Stop.
Cut it out.
He's not sober. He's coming down from drugs. Can you not see it? Can you not see that he's on drugs or coming down from drugs? Look at his body. It's just... He finally, when they were pushing on him so hard, watch.
Stop.
Cut it out.
Okay, so now he's bent over right there. Okay, so now they're putting their thumbs and putting their fingers into him. They got to put their hands on him, right?
What's that? Yeah, okay. It's gonna stand up. Stand up.
Why?
Stand up.
Stop. I was water first.
Just do it like you would a pro search.
No, I was water first. Water first.
He's not spitting. Why do you keep putting the spit mask over his face?
Stop.
Water first.
Stop.
You're not gonna bite, bro.
Nope.
Well, there's a water.
Nope.
All he's asking for is water.
Not with the way that you're acting, bro. That's not how this works.
Hey, no, we're not doing that.
I'm not doing that. I got a gun back.
We're not playing.
Ow! Ow!
Sit down. Sit down.
Don't forget Midwest Safety right here. Midwest Safety is a PSY operation for the cops. Completely freaking out. Midwest Safety is going to guide you right along and let you know how the cops are the good guys while this guy is completely freaking out. Well, let me think about it for a moment. And let me ask you, would you be completely freaking out if you were asleep on a train car, you woke up, you got torture cuffed, searched, ID demanded, and then drugged down, kidnapped, and taken to a dungeon? Wouldn't you be freaking out too? He was asleep. He had his chemicals in his pocket. He was all set for the next day to do his drugs. He was all set. Which I don't endorse that. I don't do drugs. I'm not into doing drugs. I understand. But this is a PSY operation to get you to be on the side of the cops, and I'm not. I'm simply not. If you actually gave a shit about the guy, you would have seen him asleep in the train car. You would have said, send the van over. They send the van over. They put him on the van, and they take him to a shelter. And the van people, they don't charge you with crimes because you're going through withdrawals or you're on drugs. They just take you to the shelter. This idea that cops can charge you with battery on them, it's just preposterous. No, none of these cops got hurt, but he's being charged. Well, you'll see right here. You'll see. Look what he's being charged with here. Completely freaking out. Midwest Safety wants you to know that he's completely freaking out, okay? So I just want to point that out to you, okay?
After trying.
Take a breath. You're not going to kick.
He didn't try to kick. I've never seen him try to kick.
Sit down. Act like a big boy.
All right, now sit up on the bench, bro.
Water, dude. Oh, God, there's the water.
It's about the 20th time he's asked for water.
Ow! 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 Can I get some water?
Thank you.
This suspect.
But you know what Midwest Safety doesn't address? How many times the man has screamed for water. And then the charges: battery on a cop, disorderly conduct, concealing identity. He didn't ask for any of this interaction. And he didn't break any laws. It's astounding to me that this is allowed. It's just, I guess it's par for the course, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, all he wanted was some water. That's all he wanted. But now Midwest Safety is going to just guide you right along as to why you should be on the cop side.
Suspect was charged with battery on a peace officer, disorderly conduct, and concealing identity. He is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
That's not his voice. That's an AI voice.
Allegations of abuse against the rookie officer were unfounded.
There it is at the end right there. I told you it'd show up, didn't I? I said, just wait for it. Allegations of abuse against the rookie officer were unfounded. The sergeant checked on him and the federal oversight checked on him. Cops are good. Even in New Mexico, where they murder more people than any other state in America, in New Mexico. But these cops are good. These cops are good. Let me tell you something. What's going on? First Amendment Protection Agency is here. What's going on, Playboy? I didn't see in the chat. Ardle, what is going on? How you doing, buddy? Lost Fool, what is going on, Playboy? Duwad's got his federal civil rights lawsuit going, and he's doing his best right there. There's First Amendment Protection Agency. Oh yeah, it's get back to me. Let's continue the conversation. We'll talk a little bit more offline. Yeah, I'm with you right there all the way, Coffin Nails. I'm with you right there all the way. So to me, just so you guys know, and this channel right here, so on this video right here, this video was released today, February 26th. So far, he's made $2,000 off this video. But let me ask you a question. Where did he get that body camera footage? How did he know to ask for that incident number? I wonder how he even knew that an arrest of a homeless drug addict happened. I wonder who could have told him that. I wonder where he got that information. I wonder how he knew who the officers on the scene were to request their body cameras. I just wonder. Oh yeah, Rights On's got it right there. Now, here's the thing, Rights On. Midwest Safety, only he could answer, but he's a cop, so we know how truthful cops are. So I wonder, Midwest Safety, do you pay them? Do they get a percentage of the video? Or do you pay them for the information? Or is it just an attaboy, we're all on the same blue line team? Because Midwest Safety and then the algorithm for YouTube, he's going to get the only body camera footage that anybody can find. So I'm just wondering, what is going on, Playboy? Chevy, what's going on with the Playboy? You guys go to Constitution HQ. The reason why I have not been live, the reason why I have not been auditing police is because I have a website called Constitution HQ or Constitution Headquarters. You can go there and pre-order my board game. Please do. I'm absolutely dying. I'm dying. I'm just, you have to work for YouTube to give you any money, and I'm not working for YouTube right now. So go to my website, buy my board game so you can learn. And I have created when you guys see the application of how, because it's one thing to create something. I've created a way that you can learn history in a step-by-step process. You can learn the Bill of Rights, the amendments, the Constitution itself, the 7 articles of the Constitution, and you can learn it in a chronological way by year, where you'll learn every president, every vice president. You'll learn over 150 different cases, and you can get it on Constitution HQ. That's why I have not been here. ConstitutionHQ.com. You can go there if you would, pretty please. Chevy, what's going on, Playboy? Good to see you, man. It's just super frustrating seeing these things. So I saw another video, and I've been dying to. So many videos I want to cover, but I can't stop. Once I get my teeth into something, I can't stop.
And we're just taking care of the rabble-rousers. Please get up.
So this is the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen. Because in this video right here, this is in Idaho, where this woman speaks out during a city council meeting. And then one of the city council members, I don't know if it's the mayor or the board or the head of the board, who gets on the microphone and he starts screaming at the crowd how I got the microphone, we're in charge, not you. People think that, oh, Trump's going to save us. Oh, Biden's going to. They're all on the same team. Don't you get it? Where's the Epstein list? Where's the JFK files? They're not going to show up because Trump's on the Epstein list. You can't be in hundreds and hundreds of pictures with Epstein unless you know the guy. Trump is a patterass. Guarantee it. You can suck off Trump all you want. Where's the Epstein list? Where are the JFK files? Why aren't they going to come? Because Trump is on them. And Trump is no savior, just like Biden. Daddy government is not going to save you unless you get someone in there who's going to fight back against the policies, procedures, and protocols of what affects you the most, the cops. So this guy is at a city council meeting. Thanks for putting that up there, Chevy. I appreciate it. Hellos for suckers, Houston Hot Dog. Missed you, buddy. Send me more videos, Houston Hot Dog.
And we're just taking care of the rabble rousers. And eventually what's going to happen is everything's going to settle down and we'll get back to the legislators. Because really, you didn't come here to listen to me. I just happen to have a nice loud voice and a big microphone.
Do you hear the guy on the mic in the background?
And I can talk over all of
Why is he going to be removed? For filming him? You see that? You're going to be removed also. Why? Because he's filming him over here on the left?
I just happen to have a nice loud voice and a big microphone. And I can talk over all of you. And I can just talk for on and on and on. And look
I can talk over all of you, and I can just talk on and on and on.
at this little girl is afraid to leave. She spoke up, and now she doesn't want to suffer the consequences. Isn't that the problem that we're struggling with so many of the kids today? Is they want to behave fully and then not struggle with the consequences. That is shameful. I think what we've got right now is a situation where these folks are trying to filibuster and shut this whole program down. Unfortunately, they're being successful. So all of you who came here to hear the legislators, I applaud you for sitting there and quietly listening. I promise.
Did you hear this guy can you hear this guy in the background? For all of you who came to hear the legislators and listen quietly in the background, he's letting you know. He's saying it out loud.
Legislators, they're being successful. So all of you who came here to hear the legislators, I applaud you for sitting there and quietly listening.
For all of you who came here to hear the legislators, I applaud you for sitting there and quietly listening to your masters.
I promise we will get back to you. In the meantime, I know we've just got to be a little aggressive with some of these folks here.
Did you hear that? We just have to be a little aggressive with some of these folks right here. Let me tell you something, bud. You are so fucking lucky that we don't rise up. You're so lucky, bro. You are so lucky that the human species is the most loving, acquiescing, giving, wants to get along species on earth. Listen to this fucking pig on the microphone. We just have to get a little aggressive, bro. If we turned against you, you would be powerless, dude. You would be absolutely powerless. Just unbelievable.
I know we've just got to be a little aggressive with some of these folks here.
We just have to be a little aggressive with some of these folks here because she talked.
No, I shouldn't be removed. I shouldn't be allowed to cry and yell and scream.
Who is this guy? Who is this guy on the mic? I'd like to find out who he is.
Allows you to interrupt.
Let's go. Excuse me, Sheriff Norris. This gentleman is assaulting me.
You out
this
now.
Man is
You
assaulting
out
me.
now. Let's go.
This man is assaulting me. Is this your deputy? Is this your deputy? No, don't fucking touch us. Is he a deputy? These are deputies. Who the fuck are these men?
So how about that? Come on, Musk. Hey, hey. It's too bad that we have some 150-year-old Social Security
She spoke up.
We know that government mismanaging money.
Let me explain something here real quick, okay? If you want to control another person, you go from behind under the armpits and loop your hands on the top of their shoulders, just like that. That's how you control somebody from behind. I don't know who trained these guys or where they learned what they're doing, but it's really easy to control someone if you put both hands up under their armpits and grab the top of their shoulders. It's really easy to control somebody, especially a woman who weighs 135, 140 pounds, which is about what she weighs. And look, he's trying to twist her wrist to get her to do what she wants. You see that? See that right there? Watch what he does. Look, he's twisting her wrist. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing to her.
Who the fuck are you?
It'll be 100 times better.
Yeah, that's what they say to rape victims. You fucking piece of shit. You refuse to identify yourself.
Look what he's doing to her wrist. Did you keep watching? Watch the wrist.
Yeah, that's what they say to rape victims. You fucking piece of shit. You refuse
How is that removing her by hurting her? He's sitting there just hurting her.
to identify yourself. Who are you? Who are you?
But the problem is this.
No, the problem is you, dude.
They didn't come here to listen. They came here to interrupt.
Oh, don't interrupt or you will be thrown on the ground. You will be savagely attacked. Just so unbelievable. Our country. So if you guys don't know why I'm pausing, I could go out and audit cops. I could sit here and go over police videos because I believe that the entire country needs to learn the Constitution. I believe it with all my heart. Why do you think I would? Well, the shadow ban on YouTube is one thing, but there's still tens of thousands of members of Team DLZ who contact me all the time. Chili, where are you? Are you coming back? Are you coming back? Yes. I thoroughly believe in my heart that not enough people have read and understand the Constitution. That's why I created Constitution Headquarters. Because then when I teach you the case law, I'm going to give you the bill for your state of Idaho, how to overturn certain Supreme Court policies that have been created that apply to everybody instead of just localized government like Jean-Jacques Rousseau wrote for the social contract, which is the rule of law for America. It's based on Jean-Jacques Rousseau's social contract. You can get it on Amazon. It's cheap. You can read it in a day. The Social Contract by Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Jean-Jacques Rousseau said that Republican representation in a democracy means that small groups of people get together and create localized laws that work for them. The Supreme Court has ruined our country, absolutely ruined our country. So I'm going to teach you guys about the Constitution.
Questioning how officers handled a hit-and-run accident involving a police department employee.
That driver left the scene of the accident, and this was all caught on camera. 19 investigator Mike Mason breaking a story you'll only see on one station.
Justin Ballou has had a rough life. Not only is he homeless and has major health problems,
my cancer's getting worse.
He also lost his job after someone busted his bike during a hit-and-run accident.
A lot of things in my life haven't been right, so I got to suck it up. Just take it.
It happened in June of last year when Ballou was riding his bicycle past the Elyria Police Department. That's when he was suddenly struck by a black BMW, and the driver kept on going.
Went right through, did a rolling stop.
Watch it again.
Bicycle past the Elyria Police Department. That's when he was suddenly struck by a black BMW, and the driver kept on going.
Went right through, did a rolling stop right on through and just ran the bike clear over.
19 Investigates learned the driver was Francis Ross, a 30-year employee of the Elyria Police Department. We obtained surveillance video of Ballou riding his bike past the police department, and as Ross pulls out of the driveway, video shows she looks to her right, then to her left, and then she rolls through the stop sign, hits Ballou, and keeps on going. Ballou's bike is all bent up. He seems confused about what just happened.
The front forks were messed up, the wheel was messed up, and a little bit of the frame.
Ballou carries his Schwinn to the bike rack, locks it up, and walks inside the police department to file a complaint.
They said they'll look into it, but I kind of had a feeling they wouldn't because there was somebody coming out of their gate.
According to Ballou, officers told him the case would have to be investigated by an outside agency since it involved one of their own. But when nobody contacted him, he began asking questions.
The prosecutor told me there was nothing had been transferred up there. They don't have any record of the case. And Elyria said they didn't either.
In hit-and-run cases, drivers who knowingly leave the scene of an accident may face criminal charges. But in this case, Ross claims she didn't know she had hit someone, and records show she wasn't cited for the accident until 2 months later. In September, Ross went to court and was found guilty of failing to yield. She then received a $50 fine. Ballou says he never knew Ross was the one who hit him because nobody followed up on his case.
I mean, I'm not even mad at her. I just wish she would have stopped.
We contacted Ross by email. She replied saying, "Clearly, I never saw nor felt the accident occur. I certainly would have stopped and responded accordingly if that were the case." She went on to say, "Once I was made aware of the accident, I attempted contact with the bicycle owner, who was uninjured, to offer to repair or replace the bicycle. Contact was unable to be made."
So can you see the name there? Fran. Her name's Fran.
To repair or replace the bicycle. Contact was unable to be made. However, we found Baloo's cell phone number was listed on the crash report.
She hasn't called me.
Never.
No. I would remember something like that. I've had that phone number for over 5 years. I even asked for a replacement, like anything, and they didn't. Well, we can't just do that. I get it. Okay. Thank you, anyway.
We should note that Baloo was riding his bicycle on the wrong side of the road, but he wasn't cited for it. The city tells us the case was referred to a North Ridgeville prosecutor. After he reviewed it, he determined that Ross should be cited for failure to yield. Mike Mason, 19 News.
But remember, it was Fran. It was Fran.
Questioning how.
It was Fran. Fran's the one that did it. But remember, Fran works. Jilly, thanks for the memberships. Thank you. I appreciate you, Jilly, gifting out those memberships. Really. And welcome, everybody. Roxanne Gordon, welcome to becoming a member of Team DLZ. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. I'm not going to stop till this board game's done. I miss you guys. I want to go out and audit police. I want to go out and do other things, but we got to create a board game so people know the Constitution, and then they know the cases that work against the Constitution. And that's my goal here. And that's why I created Constitution HQ. Then I wrote the bill for you so that way you can just download the bill from Idaho to overcome Maryland versus Pringle, Utah versus Strieff, Terry versus Ohio, to overcome Carroll versus United States. Carroll versus United States is going to be so hard to overcome because Carroll versus United States creates the automobile exclusionary rule. Carroll versus United States is the linchpin of all of the tyranny. It was created during Prohibition. I'm going to go into a deep dive on Carroll versus United States as soon as we launch Constitution HQ. Okay, you guys got to see this. This is the most morbid shit. And the thing is I've never seen this channel before. And so right here, it says the name of this channel is Crooked Whip Pain. That's the name of the police department, Whip Pain Township. I don't even know. Oh, by the way, last thing on that last video, that video was out of Ohio. And now you have Vivek, who's going to run for governor of Ohio. It's all a scam. It's all a scam. So thanks, Jilly. Appreciate you, Scott. We don't stop, brother. So watch this. This is nobody's seen this. This has only got 266 views. But watch this shit right here. Covers his face, black gloves on, black t-shirt. I think there's a badge around his neck. I can't tell. Dark sunglasses. What the hell is that? Why would you open the door for that? What is she doing? She's looking down the scope at a door? Now here comes a bunch of cops with their guns drawn. For what?
Whip Pain Police! You're in the house, come out! Make yourself known!
All right, I'm going to give K9 announcements real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Foot touch of police, K9. You're in the house. You're under arrest. Come out to the sound of my voice. I'll send the dog. You will be bit.
I don't understand this at all. And that's it. That's the whole video. That's it. Nothing else happens in the entire video. So,
the police, K9.
So let me ask you a question. If this guy right here If I saw this guy and there was a front newspaper article that said that this guy was unalived, it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. I don't. Have you guys not figured it out yet? We're in a war. We are in a war for our rights, in a war for our freedom. That's the enemy right there. I wish him nothing but burning in hell. Truly. Just like the people who are haters. You can burn in hell, bro. I don't give a shit. You can die the most painful, horrible death ever. I don't care about you. I really don't. It is a war. And there are people who are against us that don't want us to have any rights. And that right there is a jackboot thug pig right there. And what was that? The DEI hire pointing her rifle at the door, looking down a scope. I mean, look how ridiculous this looks. Anybody here ever shot a gun before? Anybody here shot lots and lots of guns, lots of times? What is that? What the hell is that? She's aiming, looking down the scope. It's the most preposterous shit I think I've ever seen. And each and every one of these cops can just burn in hell. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. I mean, I wish I could change it, but I don't. That's how I feel. That's my real feelings in my heart. Do you think she cares? Do you think she cares about anybody else's life? She doesn't care about anybody else's life. She could kill anybody she wanted, and she would go home and sleep like a baby. She's Amber Geiger right there. She doesn't give a shit about you and me at all whatsoever. God can forgive them because I can't. It's just not in me. I just don't feel it. I just don't feel it. Oh, I don't know, Victor. I don't know, but I'll check on that. A lot. Were you unsubscribed and then resubscribed? I've received hundreds of emails of people being unsubscribed from the channel. I've received hundreds of emails. People can't comment, can't like, can't share the videos. It's happening across the board. I'll fix it, Victor. Victor, shoot me an email and with your link to your channel, and I'll fix it when we get off this live stream. Were you unsubscribed? I don't know if you were or not, but that's what's happening all the time on this channel.
Street, a house that was once the target of the Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office's drug unit. Back on October 11th, a judge signed a search warrant giving the Sheriff's Office the authority to kick the doors in here and take money, drugs, cell phones, cars, anything deputies think may be related to drug dealing. Well, the Sheriff's Office was one step away from executing the search warrant. That's until a drug agent named Larry Tucker spoke up. Our investigation centers on two deputies, Sergeant Mike Irvin and Sergeant Larry Tucker. Irvin is the head of the sheriff's drug unit. Tucker is an agent working for Irvin. Back in October, Irvin asked a county judge for a search warrant to search this home. In the final line of the warrant, Irvin swore that in the last 72 hours, a CI made a controlled drug purchase of methamphetamine from the residence.
I'm so sorry. Let's go back here again.
In the final line of the warrant, Irvin swore that in the...
Irvin swore. They swore that they got a confidential tip.
Last 72 hours, a CI made a controlled drug purchase of methamphetamine from the residence. The judge issued the warrant based on that sworn statement, but our sources tell us that statement was a lie.
Why did this drug agent decide to come to you? What was he afraid of?
I feel like that he was concerned that things could come back on him for telling on another person in law enforcement.
Within hours of getting that warrant, Tucker asked to meet with Ethan Ford. A decade ago, Ford and Tucker worked together as sheriff's deputies. Ford's now a Chesterfield County councilman. Ford says Tucker told him he tried to intervene that night, warning his boss, Sergeant Mike Irvin, the warrant affidavit was a lie.
When you left that meeting with Sergeant Tucker, what did you do with that information?
There was a lot of deliberation on my part to make sure that I had all my ducks in a row, per se, because I didn't want to put him in a position that would have been made any worse.
Over the next several days, Ford and Tucker waited to see what Irvin and the sheriff's office did with the search warrant. But that warrant sat on a desk and was never executed. On October 18th, 1 week after the judge signed the search warrant, Ford contacted the sheriff's administration to tell them what he knew and that he'd do whatever it took to protect Tucker for blowing the whistle.
It's a lose-lose for him. He's going to have all other officers that's going to be nervous about talking to him about certain things because they're going to think that he's a snitch or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, when they take that oath, to uphold the Constitution. I think this is a prime example that this isn't the path of least resistance.
On October 21st, Sergeant Tucker sat down and told the Sheriff's Administration everything that happened with that search warrant. But days later, the Sheriff's Office still had not contacted any outside agency to investigate, and Sergeant Mike Irvin was still out working criminal cases. The sheriff didn't contact the State Law Enforcement Division until October 25th, 4 days after the sheriff learned of the allegations against his top cop. SLED had to wait another 4 days to open the investigation, waiting on the sheriff's office to send the documents SLED needed to formally open a case. That didn't happen until October 29th, 8 days after the sheriff learned of the allegations, nearly 3 weeks after Sergeant Irvin got that search warrant. Hours after SLED officially opened its investigation, we found Sergeant Mike Irvin out working a criminal case in the county. Mr. Irvin, hey man, you got a second to talk to you?
I don't right now because we're just still working on this.
I want to talk to you about the October 11th search warrant for Barry Allen Simmons.
I'll talk to you eventually.
When can you talk
Eventually.
To me? You got my number.
All right. You will, because you know the allegations are that
I don't know any. I can't discuss
Didn't know
did
anything.
the drug buy that you put in that search warrant actually happen before that warrant was signed?
I can't talk about an ongoing investigation. Thank you. Appreciate all you do.
All right, man. Since that day, Irvin ignored every message we sent him. Sheriff Kembo Streeter declined our first interview request. So I went to this county council meeting a few days later to talk with him in person. Streeter agreed to interview with us at the end of that week. But the day before our interview, he went back on his word. We found the sheriff on his way into the office a few days later. We're not here to ask you about the details of the SLED investigation. We're here to ask you about what took you so many days to do something about this.
So I'm not gonna talk about a case that's under investigation.
We're not asking you about the case. We're asking
Should be fixed, Victor.
you about your handling of the sheriff. What took you so many days to send this to SLED?
I answered that. I told you when what I did. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Why is he working any case when he's under an active SLED investigation?
Because he's been reassigned.
But he was
several officers. That's all I'm gonna say, Jerry.
But he was reassigned to a school. This was out on a criminal investigation. And this guy is still working with those
When all
allegations.
this is over with, I'll give you a timeline on everything you've done.
My sources tell me Irvin was reassigned to a school after we found him here working a criminal investigation while under a SLED investigation. The sheriff wouldn't tell us where he reassigned his head drug cop, but a source told me Sergeant Irvin is assigned to the Palmetto Learning Center. I've been here multiple times, and I have never found his patrol truck here.
The Palmetto Learning Center, how may I help you?
We went inside to find the sheriff's top drug cop. The short one, yes, ma'am.
Okay, he came early this morning.
Early this morning.
Did a
Is,
walkthrough.
okay. Is he here through the day? He's not?
No.
Okay. Does he come typically in the mornings and does a walkthrough and leaves? Okay. All right. I appreciate it. But the sheriff did confirm Sergeant Larry Tucker is now the target of an internal investigation as well. And the whistleblower, you told me the other day that he was under investigation for, as you said, leaking details of a search warrant.
It's all going to come out in the end, Jody, and you'll have all the information when it comes out. Okay, I'm not hiding anything, but I'm not ready to talk about it because we're not done investigating.
Well, how about this? A whistleblower chose to go outside of the sheriff's office. Does it concern you that a whistleblower in your drug unit didn't trust you and your administration enough to come to you instead of seeking help from someone outside?
You need to talk to whoever you talk about. You need to talk to them.
Can I talk to them? You won't fire them?
Huh? You can talk to whoever you want to talk to. If they'll talk to you.
Will you fire them if I conduct interviews with your people?
Have I ever done that before?
I haven't done this yet.
I know, but you've talked to people here before. I haven't fired anybody.
Okay, so you're comfortable with doing that?
Sure, you can talk to them if they'll talk to you.
Sergeant Tucker.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Jody with Queen City News. We found Larry Tucker working as a school resource officer. There was a search warrant from.
They always send the most decrepit, the most perverted, the most twisted jackboot thug pigs to work in our schools. When do we get the pigs out of our schools? Hey, thanks for the memberships, guys. I didn't see them. I'll put them up on the screen. I'm just telling you, they put the most perverted, the most corrupt pigs right in our junior high schools and high schools all across this country. Now you're seeing, look at this great big fat pig right here. And where do they have him? They got him at a school. He's corrupt to the core. Where they got him? They got him at the school. Why is that?
October 11th that
Yes, sir.
the sheriff's office got. There's a line in there, the search warrant says that in the previous 72 hours before that there was a controlled drug purchase. Did that controlled buy ever happen?
No, sir.
Never.
Never.
Are you the one that typed that warrant out? My sources tell me it was you.
Yes, sir. I did type it on behalf of another officer.
From what I understand, that was a supervisor who instructed you to put these words in that warrant. Did you know at the time you typed that warrant that those words were not true?
I did, but I didn't know at that time that that warrant was going to be signed before anything had been attempted.
Were you ever instructed to not tell the judge the whole truth when you brought that warrant there to be signed?
Yes, sir.
What did you think about that?
It was very disturbing.
Is that what led you to speak out?
Yes, sir.
I told Tucker about the sheriff's internal investigation into him. Tucker said he had no idea he was a target. You decided at some point, though, you would go and you would confide in someone outside of the sheriff's office. What led you to go and seek protection?
Fear of retaliation for coming forward.
Did you have any concern about you may not be employed anymore if you said something?
I'd like to not comment on that.
The sheriff could have taken this opportunity to mend some of these trust issues and concerns that some of the
No, I'm sorry. I hate to jump in here and react to this, but it's not possible. The only thing that will work to mend or to build the trust back up is if we abolish the term law enforcement and it's completely banned from being used because you are now rights protectors. Your scope of focus should only be on upholding and protecting the rights of individuals within this country. Then we could start mending. But as long as you keep calling yourselves law enforcers, as long as you continue to enforce laws, which our founding fathers, as I've been studying like crazy, would roll over in their graves if they knew that there were law enforcers walking around on this America right here. And so there's no mending any fences. You've lost the trust of the people completely, utterly, and totally. So there's no mending any fences. Sorry, I hate to say it.
The officers have with him, he could have taken a stand to say, no matter who it affects, you come to me and I'm gonna take care of business the appropriate way. But this solidifies that the whistleblower's concerns were valid concerns.
The sheriff says Tucker's reassignment is temporary. Ethan Ford sure hopes so.
And I think this whistleblower should be commended for having the courage to come forward, knowing that this could affect their livelihood in big ways.
What do you want the public to know?
We should not put cops in our schools. They should be on the outside of the schools only.
When this goes public?
The truth.
What do you want them to know about Sergeant Larry Tucker?
That I've done what I was supposed to and reported it as I should.
I don't believe him. Do you believe him? Let me ask you a question. Do you believe him? Put a 1 in the chat if you don't believe him. Put a 2 in the chat if you do. Put a 1 if you don't believe him. I put a 1 in the chat if you don't believe that pig right there. I don't believe him. And so what's the danger of putting these? I will let Jody Barr here finish his presentation.
Question now, what happens to the other drug cases the sheriff's office made? Chesterfield County Solicitor Will Rogers told me in cases like this, the answer depends on what SLED finds through its investigation. If the allegations are sustained, that could mean
Sorry. Listen again.
Finds through its investigation. In cases like this, the answer depends on what SLED finds through its investigation.
SLED is the Cop for Cops investigation. SLED is the different acronym. I think this is in North Carolina. I'm pretty sure it is. Queen City, I'm pretty sure is in North Carolina. And so it depends on what SLED finds through their investigation. They're going to find nothing. Shocker. SLED is going to find nothing. There it is, Bam. Yep. They're going to find absolutely nothing. Hey, thanks for the gifted memberships, Bilbo the Swag. Someone else gave out 5 memberships too. Let me find it real quick and put it up on the screen and say thank you. I appreciate that. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with all the things, but there's the other 5 from Bilbo. There's Charlie trying to jump on my back right there. There it is. LX Slater. What's up, Playboy? Thanks so much for the memberships, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you not giving up on me because I really am working for you right now. I'm going to teach you the 7 articles of the Constitution. I'm going to teach you the 27 amendments. I'm going to teach you what these case laws are so that you truly understand what we're up against and how to overturn these case laws in state legislation. And you're going to be able to download them directly from Constitution HQ. So thank you, LX Slater. I appreciate the support. Thanks, Bilbo. I appreciate it, man. We don't stop. We don't stop. Jeff Millman, we never give up, ever. I promise you, I will never stop. If you don't see me here, I'm working behind the scenes. I'm not going to stop.
If the allegations are sustained, that could mean reopening every case Sergeant Mike Irvin had anything to do with. The solicitor told me these types of cases obviously could give defense attorneys grounds to question a law enforcement officer's credibility in every case that officer touched. The SLED investigation is full throttle right now.
The SLED investigation is full throttle. Jody, this is the first time I've ever seen your channel. This email was sent to me. I appreciate what you do, Jody. I'm not hacking you at all, brother. But listen to this.
Every case that officer touched. The SLED investigation is full throttle right now.
What's that? The SLED investigation is full throttle right now? What does that mean exactly? What exactly does that mean? The SLED investigation? You mean the cops investigating the cops? I promise you, I give you my word, Bilbo the Swag, we never stop. I love Jody's channel. First time I've seen it.
We do know agents interviewed Sergeant Larry Tucker last week. The state investigation is not yet over, and we'll let you know when it is.
Appreciate you, Jody. Appreciate you, brother. So here's the problem with putting rogue cops into our schools. Take a look at this. I'll get my face off the screen here. A former Vanderbilt police sergeant and Homer Center School security officer is facing criminal charges for allegedly assaulting a 14-year-old girl 100 times. Anthony DePanissis was charged with misdemeanor corruption of minors after troopers from PSK Kiski Valley investigated claims that he reportedly engaged in lewd acts between 1991 and 1994. DePanissis was 25 years old and a part-time Vanderbilt police cop when he allegedly befriended the victim. Let's see what we got here.
He said DePanissis was 25 years old and a part-time Vandergrift police officer when he allegedly befriended the victim. Investigators said the abuse continued almost weekly for 3 years until the victim.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for McDonald's,
you know, I'll be honest with you. You know, I think a 25-year-old man and a 17-year-old girl is too much of a gap. I think that's too big of a gap. 22 and 17, maybe. 21 and 17, it's like, okay, I get it. They're in the same 4 years there. But as soon as you go outside that 4-year range, especially because when I was 25 years old, I was dating women. I wasn't dating high school girls. That just doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. Oh, thanks. There's another 5 memberships. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that, Unicorn. Unique Unicorn, I appreciate that. Thanks for the memberships, dude. And then we have Razor City Observer in the room, everybody. Have you guys seen his video yet? Have you guys seen Razor? I'm going to do a full coverage on Razor City Observer in just shortly, in a short period of time. We have there's a few more things that need to happen with that case before I'm going to do a full coverage on it. $20 fine and 1 week in jail. See you next week. Don't be late. I hope you're not going to jail, Chris. I really hope you're not going to jail. Really. Greg B is here. What is going on? So, but look, this guy, 25 years old, and he's hooking up with the 17-year-old girl in high school. And that's where's that at? That's in Indiana County in Oklahoma. In his home, Oklahoma Burroughs. Is that what that says right there? So he was taking girls out of the high school, or a girl. The encounter reportedly took place at his home in Oklahoma Borough in the 90s, 91. I graduated high school in 92. What year did that say it was? For August 91 to 94, I graduated high school in 1992. And then, of course, we want to assure our students, parents, and staff, the entire community, this matter is entirely unrelated to our school, our students, and our operations. That's just not true. That's just not true. That is entirely related to your school and your operations. To sit there and say that this is not related to your school, it's because we've allowed pigs inside of our high schools. And they're not stopping the school shootings. The school shootings are still happening. And when the shooting starts, the dirty fucking pigs run away. This is bullshit. That girl shouldn't have been raped by that guy. Straight up. He shouldn't have been in the school to begin with, especially a 25-year-old kid. Because you're 25, you're a young man. Don't get me wrong, 25-year-old men are tough as nails. 25, you have the most testosterone in your body possible. But listen, we should not be putting 25-year-old young men inside of high schools. It's such bullshit. It is such bullshit. This one's going to make your blood boil.
Owner of the property, the owner of the dog. What did you want to ask?
Inside a fence.
Inside of through the chain link fence. Through the chain link fence. One on a chain.
Well,
One is on the chain.
well, hold on, y'all. Let him talk.
Yeah,
Let him.
let me explain to you what happened.
Okay.
The neighbor called. She was hysterical. Okay.
Okay.
And those dogs have had a history of. Well, one got out one time whenever the neighbors go one time.
Okay. Well, let him talk real quick.
Okay. And then there was they ripped up a cat. They were eating up on the cat. They found the roadkill that was down in the ditch. And I went out there, and behind the Connex box, there was a black dog that was named on, and there's three of the dogs were on top of that dog. And one of them was kind of.
You talking about in the backyard?
In the backyard.
Yes, in the backyard.
And then I walked to the fence line. And three of them came at me.
In the fence. Yeah. Remember to say that, in the fence.
This is in the fence.
Okay.
In the fence.
Say it again. Okay, so then.
Sir, you ain't got to be having that.
So he walked up to a fence. The dogs were behind the fence, and he shot the dogs.
In the fence. Yeah. In the backyard.
In the backyard.
Yes, in the backyard.
And then I walked to the fence line. And three of them came at me.
Three of the dogs came at him that were inside of a fenced backyard.
In the fence. Yeah. Remember to say that, in the fence.
This is in the fence.
Okay.
I don't need to say it again. Okay, so then.
Sir, you ain't got to be having attitude.
Came at me. I instinctively went for my gun.
Well, that's what?
Knowing there is a fence.
Hold on, well, listen. Hold on, Wesley. Let him talk. Let him talk.
So wait a minute, you went for your gun, but there's a chain link fence between you and the dogs. So what do you need the gun for?
But I wasn't thinking at the time, and I just instinctively went for my gun. Okay.
You weren't thinking. So those, just so you know, if you've ever shot guns, the statement, I wasn't thinking at the time and I went for my gun, those two statements don't align. You either are going for your gun or you're not thinking. You can't be not thinking and then go for your gun. That's not how it works. When you have a gun, you have to be a responsible gun owner. Your finger never goes on the trigger unless you want to kill whatever's in front of you. You do not pull a gun on dogs that are behind a fence. So the bullshit's stacking up deeper and deeper here with this guy every single second that he talks.
Which is what we're trying to do. Okay, I know there was a fence line there. And I apologize for that.
Hold on.
He didn't know. He said it's done.
Let him talk, brother. I understand you're upset.
Yeah, you're upset. This is about AV conversation. We're fine.
So the other pig came in there and put his nose into it, and they told him it's an A and B conversation.
And I talked to the lady, and I said, if you take your
Look at the fat pig. Look at his hand. Look at his hand. He's so nervous. Watch the pig's hand in the background.
you know, and I talked to the lady.
Watch his hand.
And I said, if you take your animal to the vet, get it checked
Tweaking.
out, the city will pay for it. Okay?
It does. I don't give a shit about you paying for it. I care that you shot my dogs behind a fence, you pig.
Well, one of them dead. One of them dead. So
Okay, whatever it takes, whatever you decide. I didn't know I shot two.
Well, you didn't know you shot 2 dogs? Let me tell you something. My Uncle Ray took me out to shoot when I was about 10 years old. And before he handed me the gun, he said, I want you to understand something. There's a bullet in here. And whatever you shoot at, that bullet keeps on going. So make sure before you fire that gun that you're going to shoot at the target, and anything behind the target is also going to get hit. Do you understand me, boy? And I said, yes. And then he gave me the gun. You cannot fire a firearm without thinking first about what you're doing. His entire statement is bullshit. We don't stop, Razor City Observer. We don't stop, brother. We do not stop. I will not stop. I will not quit until we get to the top. This board game I have coming out, Constitution HQ, it teaches you the Constitution and in chronological order. I can't wait for you guys to get this board game. I'm so excited.
Well, this is probably going to be a lawsuit when you're shooting a dog inside of a fence. What if that was a person in a car and they was grabbing their ID and you thought they was grabbing a gun? That'd be a dead damn person. Same stuff. Don't matter if it's a dog or not.
I understand it, and I feel bad about it. Okay, I apologize for what happened. You know, I can't change it. I can't change.
Okay, let me just say something, okay? If this pig killed my dog, I don't think I would throw up a fit. I think I would just stay real quiet. I think I'd stay real quiet until the time came that was the right time. I think I would stay real quiet. I don't think I would say anything at all. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate that. Witch on Fire. What's going on, Witch on Fire? Just seeing this. Let me see if I can pull it up. But if you killed my dog, I don't think I'd say much until the time came to do something.
Well, it sounds like Brownsboro PD needs a little bit more training.
They're at the house, though. That's
So I understand. I understand that you're angry. Okay, I understand that you're angry. Okay.
I'm sitting
And who are you, the police chief, or who are you?
How do you shoot?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how are 2 dogs hit?
Who?
How does one have a hole in his chest and the other one has a hole in her neck?
Look at the fat pig in the back who had the twitchy fingers when his hand was all shaking. Look at him now.
Who?
How does one have a hole in his chest and the other one has a hole in her neck? If you shot one shot, that makes no sense.
That's all I can tell you.
2 dogs dead with 1 shot.
I can't change it.
Okay, well, you got everything you need. You got everything you need. So what you do, you do a lawsuit, brother, because they just now killed your family members.
Can I ask a question?
New York Governor Kathy Hochul and the union that represent.
I understand your instinct tells you to grab your gun. I do. But they were in a fence.
I understand that. But from the past history of those animals, you know, I thought it was out in the field, you know, but when I came there, once the gun came out, I realized that they were in the fence line, you know. It's like, I can't bring that bullet back, okay? I understand that.
You walked all the way around. You had to walk all the way around the fence line to get to the back of the connex.
I understand that. I know you're upset, but shut up. You know, shut up. But I can't take that bullet.
I understand.
I'm sorry it happened, you know.
Dude, there's no apologizing if you kill my dog. Let me just tell you something. There's no saying you're sorry if you kill my Charlie. No, dude. No. There will be a way that I will get you, dude. You kill my dog like that, I won't freak out. I'll stay nice and calm. And I'll wait until the time comes where you get yours. That's a fact. I wouldn't lose my cool. Stay nice and calm. Stay nice and calm. Razor City's out of here. Good to see you, Razor City. Good to see you. I can't believe what this pig is sitting here saying. I pulled the gun out. I'm real sorry. I can't take it back. Just going to let it go.
And I apologize for that.
You're sorry for killing my dog?
Just a lady. I don't know what else I can do.
You can burn in hell, pig. That's what you can do. You can burn in hell.
It's just an unfortunate circumstance of how it happened, especially with it being inside the fence.
Nothing.
What's it- oh, hey,
If y'all gentlemen will come to me when he's done talking, I got some statement forms for y'all to fill out for me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna report, all right?
Yes, sir.
And then we'll go from there. Okay?
They're going to fill out a report after they killed your dog.
I'm done talking to you. I just want to figure out what's going on, especially when they're at the house and they would hear somebody, the dog jumping on the other dog, and I don't know how. There'd be 3 on one, and one of them's on a chain, can't even go out by that. She's the one that we had the problem. She's been chained up ever since. She can move a certain distance, just go from side to side, but she can't get to the back of the property. So she's chained to the back porch. The one that can jump the fence. I have one dog that can get in and out of that fence, and so, and that's one he came talk to me about, and I've had her chained up ever since,
And what color was that one?
That's the black one. The one,
Black,
the
solid one?
the one that's dead. She's dead now. And she was on a chain, and he went out there and put the rest of the dogs in the house, took her off the chain, and she went over there and laid on the other side, and they didn't even notice she was shot.
The neighbors were saying that you were right there on the side of the fence between our house and their house, not behind the Connex box.
There was one on.
And the dog was on a chain and inside the fence? Oh. Sir, why do you keep looking at me like
You
that?
have the Connex box.
Well, you're looking at me with a real,
You have the Connex box, and there was a dog laying on the ground. It was a black dog.
well, I'm just saying, you ain't got to sit there and stare at people like that.
What 3 dogs?
It was a pit bull. I guess it was 2 pit bulls.
And the small brown one?
And the white and black.
2 pit bulls. So
The
that
one
can't
that
even
I-
be possible.
The one that I
That
shot.
can't even be possible. If a black
Yeah, the
dog,
2 black ones.
because one black dog's only limited to half of the yard by the porch.
Laying down.
So
There was a black
she can't
dog
be
laying
over
down.
there.
I mean, I didn't have my camera. There was a black
That's the worst
dog
part
laying
about
down right here.
The worst part about it.
I mean, that's what I saw. Okay. And
That don't make no sense.
that's why I asked the lady to give a statement.
That don't make no sense.
And she had just got there. She hadn't been there, how long has your mom been there? 30 minutes?
That's what she told me. She did.
She's like, she don't even know what's going
Why were the laws called again? Why did the woman next door?
So you figure out who called him, like he said, he's like, I don't know who it was. I'm like, there's only one people that go to work around here. So these people.
The lady called because she saw 3 vicious dogs attacking another dog.
Oh, what a lie. What a lie.
Cats. Rigor mortis.
That's what dogs do.
3 days.
They play. The pit bulls, so obviously.
3 vicious dogs, but if one of them's chained up, how can it be doing it too, right?
Exactly.
That's the one
getting
that got
out.
shot.
And that's the one that shot, the one that's dead.
2? Oh, yeah, one did get out. My fault.
That's my fault.
I apologize to you, I mean, I can't take, it's like I said, I can't take that bullet back, man. I'm sorry.
No, dude, you piece of shit.
I could
You
only
keep saying
go.
bullet, but 2 of my dogs have been hit. One in the neck and one in the
You piece of shit, dude.
bullet. Like you've only shot 1.
I only shot 1, yeah.
Then how were 2? How only
Yeah,
2
has
my
2 of
dogs
them
hit?
shot.
You carry a 9mm, Ivan?
Yes, I do.
Stopping power on that is not enough to travel through one dog that size. No way.
One hole about this big
I
right
don't know
there.
if somebody.
Other one right there on the neck.
No. When's that?
One time.
Yeah. Let's just stop
All right,
arguing.
let's do our reports.
Just so unbelievable. I think this is an appropriate time to put this up here. This is an appropriate time. So these are the medals on a cop's chest. Beating a handcuffed suspect. It's right there. Beating your wife. It's right there. This is so. Thanks you guys for the super chats and for the gifted memberships. I super appreciate it. Compliant Borg, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. So let me get into this a little bit. I want to go over each one of these here. This is for beating your wife. This one's for perjury. This one's for planting drugs. This one's for the quotas met. This is your secret Facebook page for Racist Cops Award right here. Number of non-threatening dogs killed right there. This is what this pig did. Shooting an innocent bystander, you get a medal for that. Covering up for a DUI for a fellow pig right there. Donuts most consumed right there. Tasering a grandmother right there. Shooting an unarmed suspect 4 times right there. Number of overtime hours fudged, you get a medal for that. Planting evidence on others, you get a medal for that. And there's your attendance right there. You get a medal for attendance. I mean, that is just so money. It is just so factually spot on. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you completely agree with that right there. That is just so unbelievable. And someone did that, and it is so accurate. I mean, I don't understand how I don't understand good men and women who sign up to this particular force. Why wouldn't you sign up with conditions? Why wouldn't you sign up with conditions? Why would you sign up to be a part of this pig shack as it is now? Why would you sign up to be a part of the pig shack in its current form with these policies, procedures, and protocols? I don't hate every one of you dirty pigs, just most of you. I don't despise every single cop there is, just the bulk of the bad ones, which is the bulk of police, because you've created a bunch of case law that makes it so we have no recourse. So you can get our ID, so you can handcuff us, so you can torture cuff us, you can drag us off to a dungeon, you can say that you got hit or assault on a peace officer when there was no assault, there was no battery, and you wonder why so many people hate the cops. You wonder why. You just saw it. The guy shot 2 dogs through a fence, and he said he used 1 bullet, and the guy knew the stopping power of his gun and said, no, that wouldn't work. You're lying. He straight up called him out on it. This story comes out of New York.
The delays. I'm Ed Dranch for the 7 News I-Team. Another week, another delay, as New York State delays releasing complaints from corrections officers inside New York State prisons. All of this amid statewide strikes of corrections officers outside state-run prisons, calling their safety to question, saying staffing levels are affecting how they do their jobs. So I wanted to see what official complaints have been filed with New York State and how many complaints there have been. In August, I requested a copy of all written complaints from corrections officers, staffers, and employees at state-run facilities, including Wendy, Collins, Wyoming, Attica, Orleans, and Albion correctional facilities. But since then,
we have too many prisons.
Every time the state is supposed to reply with these documents, I'm told they need more time to respond. The latest came Thursday morning. The state says they have potentially responsive documents, but they're under review right now. It's been the same story for months. The documents are supposed to be sent, but the state pushes their response time now another 2 weeks. In this latest letter from New York State, I was told to expect a response from my FOIL request, that Freedom of Information Law request sent back in August, by Friday, March 7th. Will they send those documents by then, or will they delay again? Time will tell.
No, they will delay again. They will delay. If you guys don't know what's going on, there's
New York State corrections officers, each providing an update following the first day of mediation between the two sides. Now, according to NYSCOPA, there were extensive discussions on Monday regarding suspending or revamping the HALT Act, eliminating triple shifts, and no discipline for members currently on unauthorized strike, as well as other issues like increased recruitment. Despite the talks, Governor Kathy Hochul said today that striking guards have yet to clearly communicate what they actually want.
We need more of you on the job. I get that. But we have a situation right now, which is absolutely untenable, especially the fact that there were prisons left unguarded. Think about that. The incarcerated population was left unguarded. There were people from other unions, people who work in healthcare, and the commissary, who were left unprotected by these actions.
Hochul went on to say she thanks God for the National Guard showing up and doing a job they never anticipated having to do, but also cautioned that 6,500 Guard members serving in prisons right now are unable to protect important New York assets against threats like terrorism going forward.
What? This is just such a load of shit. You know, there's a show on Netflix out of Arkansas that shows that they release the inmates from their 23-hour-a-day lockdown. And when they did that, you know what happened? They didn't kill each other, and they formed this little mini society inside of the dungeon. And now they're associating it with terrorism?
And that 6,500 Guard members serving in prisons right now are unable to protect important New York assets.
Important New York assets.
Against threats like terrorism.
Against threats like terrorism. So let me just say it. Prisons and jails don't work. We've been locking up people since let me check my timeline here. Since the 20s, 1820s, we started imprisoning thousands and thousands of people. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Locking people away and treating them like shit, and then making sure they don't keep up on the smartphone and being able to keep up with technology, it drops them back several steps. They get out years later. Our society is worse because you have people who can't catch up. Now these prison guards are striking and they're saying they can't protect us from terrorism. What a load of shit. What a lie. What a way to make you afraid. Holy smokes, I can't keep up with all these memberships. Thank you. Appreciate it, Bilbo. Thank you, man. Bilbo the Swag, thanks for all your memberships and all your super chats. I appreciate it. Really, I've been off this thing for so long, so I'm a little out of practice. Thank you, Rising Tides. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. This is the best group of people. This is Team DLZ. There's Jilly right there. Been a member for a year. Been riding with Chili for over 2.5 years. OTVO. I know you have, Jilly. I know you have. You and Brandy and Greg and Bruce and Chevy and so many of you guys. Kevin Brzezinski's been around for a long time. Good to see you guys, man. Oh, so that's a big... do you got a video of that, Eric? Eric put, my name's Eric Abel. I'm 100% permanently disabled veteran. I was recruit chief, petty officer in boot camp, plane captain in the quarters, and sailor of the month while serving in Navy's Top Gun Squadron. July 12, 2022, I was arrested for homicide in Las Vegas, Nevada. There's a shocker in Las Vegas. Oceanside, California police detective Jeffrey D. Vandendouche came to Las Vegas, Nevada and had me arrested, then left Las Vegas without saying anything to the Las Vegas Police Department that he had arrested me. You should shoot me an email, man, so I can really take a look at that in greater detail. Let me finish this story here of the New York prison guards.
Going forward, Hochul said the state is looking at consolidation. Some inmates already being moved out of multiple facilities like Collins Correctional in Erie County. Mediation discussions continue today and are scheduled through Thursday. Meanwhile, corrections officers remain on the line as the strike is now in its 9th day.
Well, I mean, oh yeah. You guys remember this? This video is kind of old. Yeah, it's a year old. I covered this a year ago. But this video was sent to me by Witch on Fire, that video about the guards on strike there. And yeah, if you want to shoot me an email, brother, my email is deletelaws@gmail.com. It'll soon be constitutionhq@gmail.com. I'm going to teach you guys the Constitution. If you want to learn case law and you want to learn the Constitution, you can pre-order my game on constitutionhq.com. I will have this game up and done in the next couple weeks. It takes a long time to create a board game. It takes much longer than I thought, to be perfectly honest with you. Rising Tides, thank you. I appreciate it. The Bilbo Swag, thank you. Unique Unicorn, I appreciate it. Witch on Fire, thank you for the super chat. I super appreciate it. But we're not done. There's so many videos that I haven't been able to cover with you guys because I've been working so hard on this board game.
Targeting one of Bernalillo County's top cops in their investigation into the DWI dismissal scandal. BCSO says the FBI implicated Under Sheriff Johan Herreno over the weekend, and the sheriff immediately asked him to resign. Sheriff John Allen declined an interview today, but KRQE investigative reporter Ann Perret sat down with him earlier this month and asked about the potential of Herreno's involvement.
Boy, there's a real shocker out of New Mexico. Let's OTVO. You know what I'm talking about.
Joins us now. Ann?
Johan Herreno is the highest ranking law enforcement officer named in this so-called DWI enterprise. Knowing he served in the DWI unit before rising to the role of undersheriff, I asked his boss, Sheriff John Allen, if Herreno was on his radar. Have you thought about at all looking at your undersheriff?
I've thought about, I've told you I don't really, as far as people that are involved, I've told
you thought about
that was weird. You see that? What happened there? A glitch in the matrix, maybe?
At all looking at your undersheriff?
I've thought about, I've told you I don't really, as far as people that are involved or people that I communicate with, I put everything on the table. I have to look at everything in trends. That's why I'm waiting for the criminal investigation to move further so I can see what to act upon.
Do you believe him? I just want to know if you guys believe him. Do you guys believe him? Do you believe him? I don't believe him. I don't believe you, cop. I don't believe you at all. I think you knew about the whole DUI scam the entire time. And it's all around the country. Cops are doing DUI scams and they get medals and popcorn parties and they get rewards and they get celebrated and they get tickets to professional games and they get days off. That's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing it. You're watching it happen right in front of us. And he's sitting there and he's lying to us. He's lying to us. Witch on Fire, he is lying to us. She said she drove by the strike at Groveland the other day. Take a video of that, Witch, and send it over to me if you would, please. But as far as this dirty pig right here saying that he looks at everything, he has to look at trends and everything else, yeah, you have to make sure that you can cover your own ass, you lying pig. There's a gigantic DUI scam going on right under your nose, but you don't know anything about it. Nobody reports to you. None of the cops who are supposed to be good people come to you and say, hey, Captain, do you know they're doing this scam over here and they're arresting people who aren't drunk? No, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that at all.
The Bernalillo County Sheriff making it clear in an interview recorded February 12th, he wasn't going to jump the gun and start investigating his own before hearing what evidence the feds had on any member of his agency.
He wasn't going to jump the gun and do the right thing.
We spoke with him at that time about BCSO being named in the scheme involving officers from around the metro taking bribes from Albuquerque defense attorney Thomas Clear III and his paralegal Ricardo Rick Mendez to get DWI offenders off the hook. We let Sheriff John Allen know we looked through court records and found Under Sheriff Johan Jareño, who we knew worked in the DWI unit, had a 76% dismissal rate with Attorney Clear.
And just so you know, I hate to interrupt, but if you take a look at him, right, if he had showed up at your house before, you would have been told what a good person he is. You would have been told that this man is salt of the earth, that you could completely and You could completely and utterly rely on this man right here. You would have been told that. But instead, what he was doing was arresting people and then funneling them to a lawyer who said, hey, I can get you off your charges. And then they would pay the lawyer huge sums of money. And this pig right here was getting kickback scams. That's what's going on here in New Mexico. Just to put it in a nutshell for you so you truly understand. This pig lawyer right here, Thomas Clear, he was working with the pigs because he's a pig lawyer to get huge sums of money and then kicking it back to the cops who gave fake DUIs.
Of their 17 cases together from 2010 to 2019, 13 were dismissed.
The question would be, is that undersheriff involved in DWI anymore? No. So I know that that's not occurring anymore. So that I wouldn't say it makes me feel better, but it lets me put a little pause and be methodical on, okay, now from those years that you gave me, you have more information than I have on where do I need to start more of an internal audit?
Just a week and a half later, the sheriff is sharing Jareño is under federal investigation. The FBI let him know this weekend, and he asked for and received Jareño's resignation on Sunday. In a statement, Sheriff Allen says, quote, I am profoundly disappointed by these revelations, which undermine the hard-earned trust between the community and law enforcement. A sentiment he shared with us earlier this month, while also acknowledging his own past friendship with Attorney Clear and paralegal Mendez. We obtained this photo shared by Mendez in February 2023 to another officer implicated in the scheme, showing the sheriff and his undersheriffs, including Jareño, after lunch with Mendez.
Remember, they said he wasn't going to jump the gun and investigate his undersheriff. Of course he's not going to jump the gun. They're all in it together. They're all part of the thin blue line. Witch on Fire, you should get over there and get some videos and start covering it and send me the videos. I'll put them out for you.
It's just, that's even more disappointing to me because they were actually friends and I met with them. Did they ever bring any of this up and did I ever suspect anything like this? Oh, heck no.
Jareño's worked for BCSO since March 2009. We obtained his personnel file, which shows a number of certificates showing the successful completion of various trainings over the years. His promotion 2 years ago made him the first immigrant undersheriff in BCSO's history. At his boss's first press conference in January 2023, the Chilean-born Jareño spoke about the importance of being Spanish-speaking.
Look at them all. Look at them all thick as thieves. Look at them all together as thick as thieves. Look at each one of these stripes. I don't know, in the dungeon, it was one stripe for every 7 years, I think. So 4 stripes was it every 4 years? I can't remember. The dungeon's all a blur now. But yeah, so this pig right here has been a pig for probably 20 or 30 years with all those right there on her arm. Oh yeah, and then as far as rising tides, Lou, thanks for coming by, brother. Thanks for coming by. Let's jump on a call soon and talk. And I've enjoyed talking to some of you guys on the phone while I've been going through this and trying to get this game done. Matt, you know I appreciate you, man. Got nothing but love for you, man. Thanks so much for your support.
Chilean-born Hereño spoke about the importance of being Spanish-speaking.
This representation of this executive staff is specifically the message that Sheriff Allen wanted to send to everybody.
Yeah, but the problem is, my friend, me llamo Jose Maria de Castro. Okay, I'm Latino as well. I'm Colombian. And you did us all a disservice. You make all Latinos look bad. You're an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment to your friends, to your family. You're an embarrassment to anybody who ever believed in you, dude. You're a scammer. You stole people's money, dude. You did a kickback scheme. Johan, piece of shit.
We are a multicultural community, and that needs to be reflected from every level of government. It needs to be reflected from in our department.
Since then, we've seen Hereño by Sheriff Allen's side at press conferences. He even represented the agency at the round governor's public safety meeting last month.
Yeah, Wanda Meese, I saw you there, man. I'm sorry I couldn't find your comment again. I know you've been around for a long time, Wanda. Thanks, brother. Love you, man.
Crime in criminals innovate and they adjust.
Talking about
Wait. So he's talking about crime and criminals as he does a kickback scheme. Look how he's shifty. Look how shifty this pig over here looks. They're all so shifty.
In criminals innovate and they adjust.
talking about criminals weeks before he is tied to a criminal conspiracy.
So true.
Now, when we requested Hereño's personnel file, we also asked for any disciplinary actions. Bernalillo County declined to share those with us, citing a New Mexico Supreme Court ruling. So it's unclear if Hereño's had any trouble during his nearly 16 years with BCSO. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Ann. The first member of the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office named in the federal investigation was Deputy Jeff Hammerell. BCSO placed Hammerell on paid administrative leave January 24th after he disclosed the FBI interviewed him and the district attorney's office added him to the Giglio list, meaning he's no longer considered a credible witness. Looking through court records, we found he had a 62.5% dismissal rate with attorney clear. Of those 24 cases together from 2012 to 2023, 15 were dismissed.
So he's a scam.
Together from 2012.
So he's a scammer too. Everybody welcome Bobby Johnson. Thanks for coming, Bobby. Appreciate you coming by, man. Appreciate you coming by. And then we have Let's OTVO. What is going on? And then I think I saw Overturn Terry versus Ohio in here. Did I see OTVO in here? I thought I saw him. In here. I saw Warren Team DLZ is still here. What is going on, my friend? I just want to cover as many videos as I can because I don't know when I'm going to go live again. I want to try to get as many videos that I've been wanting to cover this whole time. I want to get them out now while I'm here.
Bring to pay.
So this is Oklahoma City. Remember Oklahoma City was the place where that cop slammed that Vietnamese old man on his head and cracked his skull open. Remember that? Yeah, that's what he did. So this is in Oklahoma City where they settle a case for $70,000. What a lot of people don't understand is I don't want the money for them wrongfully incarcerating me. I don't want to be wrongfully incarcerated. That's just the way it is. I don't want to be. Put it in the chat, everybody. OTVO, Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Put it in the chat. OTVO, Overturn Terry versus Ohio. So here, Oklahoma City, they're doing a settlement for $70,000. And why is that? This isn't the Vietnamese case. This is a different case.
$70,000 to a man who was badly hurt during a rough arrest.
Body camera footage shows an officer taking the man to the ground. However, not everything was caught on video.
News 4's Sydney Batzloff joins us with more. Sydney.
Jolene Kevin, a man sued Oklahoma City for an incident back in 2021. Police officer breaking his arm. Now the city is paying up, but without admitting wrongdoing.
Dan Hanlon.
While driving through the city, Jeffrey Lassiter claimed he became overheated, dehydrated, and ultimately diagnosed with kidney failure. Recognizing he needed something to drink, he stopped at a Love's and in the process stumbled and knocked over a water display. That's when employees called 911 and said a man was destroying property and acting disorderly. Body cam footage shows Lassiter approaching Sergeant Nathan Cross to explain a situation. You can see his hands in the air. Seconds later, he's taken to the ground.
Roll over on your belly.
You say yes, sir.
Roll over on your belly. Roll over on your belly.
Yes, sir. I am not resisting.
Yes, you are.
In a lawsuit filed in federal court, Lassiter points out that Sergeant Cross's body cam turned off during part of the altercation. During those moments, he claims Sergeant Cross grabbed his arm and stomped on it, as if it was breaking a piece of firewood, then hits him several times in his back and side. In a report, Sergeant Cross said, while utilizing a wrist lock and arm bar, I heard a loud pop. Lassiter suffered a broken arm, a fractured hip, and acute renal failure. Police claim Lassiter was intoxicated, belligerent, and responsible for multiple hit-and-run accidents before arriving at the store. But all charges against him were later dropped. Lassiter's suit claims the excessive force was obvious.
I'm not resisting, sir. I'm not resisting you, sir. I don't have any problem with you,
All right, hop
sir.
off of him. Hop
Now,
off of
3
him.
years later, the city agreed to settle for $70,000, but denied any
So
wrongdoing.
Let me play this for you guys again. There's an important part you need to hear right here, okay? This is important.
Now, 3 years later,
Now, 3 years later. So when the state cheats you, there's not just grabbing a bag of money because they cheated you. We're going to win some money for them wrongfully incarcerating me, for the judge illegally searching me, violating my Fourth Amendment, for Judge Levitt just vacating my appeal bond hearing without due process. We're going to win some money from that. It's not going to happen today. It's going to take years. 3 years, they clearly grabbed this guy, broke his arm, and 3 years later he gets 70 grand. I would rather not have the broken arm. You could keep the 70 grand. So there's no such thing as we're just going to get a bag of money because the police cheated. You know, the government wants to fight tooth and nail not to give you any money. And then you still may not get the money even if you're awarded the money. It's a real grind to get money from these people. I'm just letting you know straight up. There's a real grind. Three years in this case.
city agreed to settle for $70,000, but denied any wrongdoing.
I spoke with Lassiter's attorney over the phone. He said his client is happy to have the case settled, but is still suffering from health conditions related to that 2021 incident. Oklahoma City Police did not comment, but confirmed that Sergeant Cross is still on the job.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Cedar Falls Utility.
I watch wrestling sometimes, so it pops up on my screen. Yeah, I watch a lot of grappling and wrestling. I love fighting and wrestling. It's probably my favorite thing in the world is grappling, wrestling, fighting. I've loved it my whole life. That's how I know how to detain somebody. It's so easy. But these Keystone cops always make it look like it's hard, especially with two guys on one person. If they had any basis of wrestling, it is so easy to wrap somebody up, especially when 99 times out of 100, they're not fighting back. Let's go 98 times out of 100 because you do have that drunk guy who's flailing around and like, what are you doing? And stuff like that. But the idea that you put their hands behind their back, I'm not going to unveil the new apparatus that I designed to restrain people from the front until after my board game comes out. And when my board game comes out, then I will reveal the system that I created to detain people from the front. I'm really not kidding. It's not a complicated thing, but I did design a new way to detain people from the front without hurting them as well. So
I knew it before I even came here.
Rebecca McMurray is talking about this.
5 years of community. I'm not shocked. I knew it before I even came here.
Rebecca McMurray is talking about this.
5 years of community control.
A sentence of probation, not jail time, for this former Westchester police officer.
Appreciate it very much. And Michelle appreciates it. And I think it was appropriate and justice was served.
A Butler County judge handed down the decision Monday, 1 month after Michelle Burling pled guilty to tampering with evidence. She'd altered flock camera data and images tied to a 2024 death investigation.
Ms. Burling made a mistake in failing to pull the license plate reader information as requested by Detective Ferris. However, Ms. Burling is not before this court for that terrible mistake. Ms. Burling is here because she made a conscious decision to then create false records to cover up her mistake.
Last June, police found the body of a woman in a tree line off Schumacher Park Drive. She was 33-year-old Brittany Sands, McMurray's daughter.
While I do not blame Officer Michelle Burling for my daughter's death, the actions she took, tampering with evidence and misusing law enforcement tools, had added an unnecessary layer of pain to an already unbearable situation.
McMurray read a letter in court Monday asking for truth and transparency. She and her family tell me they fear they'll never get it.
She could have held the key to the only evidence that would have answered the questions that we've had all along of what happened to her. What happened to my daughter?
The judge considered impact statements from both sides, as well as the veteran officer's own words.
I've been dealing with PTSD and mental health.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. If you try real hard, you can hear what the judge is saying here. So listen to what this judge is saying. Remember, this is one of their own who's now facing the judicial system, and the judicial system is going to take care of their own. Listen to what this judge is saying. Listen just to the judge here.
What happened to my daughter?
The judge considered impact statements from both sides, as well as the veteran officer's own words.
I've been dealing.
She led a law-abiding life.
Impact statements from both sides.
She has no criminal history.
What happened to my daughter?
The judge considered impact statements from both
She has no juvenile or adult criminal history.
sides, as well as the veteran officer.
She led a law-abiding life. She's talking about the person who hid the body from the mother.
Own words. I've been dealing with PTSD and mental health issues for a long time now, and I'm working on it.
But Sands' family says they doubt Burling's sincerity, telling me she's never reached out with remorse.
And again, in court, she still did not address the family, apologize to the family, still, when today was the last day to do it.
In Hamilton, Valerie Lyons, WCPO 9 News.
What was the sentence? I never got the sentence. I never heard the sentence.
So
I never heard the sentence. What was the sentence? Hold on. That's gonna bug the shit out of me.
I knew it before I even came here.
So this was 2 days ago. Butler County, just so you know, I think this is Ohio again. Westchester police officer will not go to prison. There it is right there. She committed a felony, but she will not go to prison. Of course. This was a DEI sentence. She would have gone to prison for years if she wasn't a cop, but she got away with it. It's just the same old dog shit. It never ends. It's the same old dog shit every single time. The cops led an honorable life. Just such shit. Yeah, Kevin, we're going to be getting a bunch of new people because as we morph to Constitution headquarters, where you can download the bill to change the Supreme Court policy created at the state level, we're going to be getting a lot more people. It's good to see the new folks. Thanks you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. Got a couple more videos. Can you guys stay with me for a couple more videos? I just want to see. I don't know where FF Fuel went, but and Kevin, I will get your keychains out to you. I have not shipped yet this week, but I will. Don Joy is here. Chevy, what's up with the Playboy? I haven't seen Levi Audits is here. What's going on? Kinetics Customs and Racings. Just Willie, Christopher Hendren, Wanda Freeman, Complying Borg. Good to Greg, Clown Patrol. Good to see you guys, man. Claudette, so good to see everybody. I really appreciate everybody coming. I'm going to show a little bit of this because I saw this happen in front of me in the dungeon, and I wanted you guys to see it. So I witnessed this. I saw this happen where I was. I saw this right here happen. So I'm going to share it with you guys so you guys can see what I saw. I saw this. I witnessed this. So
Oh my God. You could see in his mugshot how distressed he was. I had nightmares for months. The fear in his eyes.
you were the other one, Julie.
I've never seen anyone so scared. They knew he was autistic. He was terrified. You could see it right then and there. If they had paid attention, they would have known something bad was about to happen and he needed medical help right then and there.
Remember what Sergeant said? You're going to go in there for 10 hours next time you go in there. You want to do that? Then have a seat and chill out. Sit down. Sit down.
He was 3 weeks away from turning 20. He had Tourette's syndrome and he was autistic. He was a huge sports fanatic. Wrestling, especially wrestling. He had WrestleMania birthday parties every year.
These guys right here with this, like, that one Isaiah's.
Because Camden and Isaiah watched WrestleMania together. Last year, Camden put an empty chair next to the TV next to him and a drink. And he set it aside for Isaiah. They were best friends. He was just a really kind-hearted boy. He really was. He wanted everything to be better. He wanted things to be better for people with disabilities. He wanted people to be more accepting.
once again, out of Ohio.
His dad told me that Isaiah's at Miami Valley. He's on life support, and they're saying that there's nothing that they can do for him. There's too much brain injury. So he was stimming in the videos, and he just kept hitting his head. Stimming, some people, it just helps them to calm down. It's not something they can control. Some people flap their arms, some people do hand. I mean, he did all of that too, but when he would get really upset, he would hit his head.
Hey, gentlemen. Yeah, knock back down.
The more they try to, control the stimming, like the more irritated they get. He hated to be touched. He hated to be restrained. Even as a baby, the car seat alone. Oh, that was awful.
Please, let's talk about this.
He hated to be restrained. He hated people touching him. He loved to hug, but only certain people.
Ohio.
Like me, my mom. I do know they stripped him naked. And he hated his body to be exposed. And he kept telling them that. He kept asking them if they would just talk to him. Please just listen.
Can someone please listen to me?
Being confined. He hated to be confined. Absolutely, that would trigger him, and he would just panic. In the video, you can see the hematoma. You can see it in the video.
Please, I want meds. If I have meds, if I have meds, stop, please. Please, the quickest you get me your meds, the earliest they might stop.
They knew he was autistic. Everybody knows somebody that's autistic. There's no way not one person there knew. The mental health specialist told him to quit being a crybaby.
Is it Isaiah? Yeah. Yes, Isaiah.
He just wanted to call his mom. I could have calmed him down. It would have been too late by that point, though, if they wouldn't. The doctor told me, had we gotten him sooner, we could have saved him. What would have been his 21st birthdays during the solar eclipse? And we're going to take some of the dog's ashes and some of Isaiah's ashes, and we're going to go spread them during the eclipse to celebrate his 21st birthday. He really would have been a world changer. He really would have, if somebody would have just listened to him. The only thing I want is for nobody ever feel this again. Nobody should walk around feeling like this every single day.
The Montgomery Sheriff's Office investigated, determined their jail staff did nothing wrong, and provided Trammell with appropriate care. I don't know about you, but that was hard. That was hard to watch. They don't work. Putting people in jails doesn't work. Locking people away, and it doesn't work. There are criminally insane people who should be locked in boxes, but for the majority of us, we're not criminally insane. Might be an antisocial, may be difficult, maybe uneducated, maybe a lot of different things. But the idea that you're going to lock someone away in a dungeon and then they're going to come back and they're going to become a better person is just not true. It's like the best analogy that I could come up with. The best analogy I can come up with is if you have a dog that bites somebody, and obviously a dog bite is something violent, but if you have a dog that bites somebody, and then you take the dog and you put it into a clinic, into a dog restoration place where they're going to restore your dog back to being a lovely dog, and the dog comes out and bites 3 more people, then that dog clinic doesn't work. And that's what these jails are. You're putting people away in dungeons, and then they come out and they're worse. They're 1,000 times worse. The recidivation rate is over 50%. So you put people in a jail, and then they come out of jail and they're worse for society. They're worse for you. They're worse for me. They're worse for themselves. Segregation over incarceration, a camera city, small little 4-block city that's inside of a chain link fence with razor wire on top, and then cameras on every single pole, on every tree, in every single classroom. And then that's an education center where people can learn how to become a plumber, learn how to become a teacher, learn how to become a... We could teach people and they could become better people. This idea that we lock people away, and yes, you understand that. I understand that. Ripple effects understand that. You don't really know it until they lock you away. Look what it did. Look what it did to me until Thanksgiving. What is that? August, September, October, November. It took me 4 months to get my head back on straight, where I realized who I am and what I do. It took me 4 full months to become a better person. Yeah, it made me cry. It definitely made me cry. That was, yeah, exactly correct. Everyone I know who did time became highly paranoid and mentally stressed. If it wasn't for you guys and having an outlet where I can talk about my pain and my fear, I don't know if I ever would have recovered. But that first couple months I got out, I was able just to kind of get it off my chest. But it hurts. It still hurts, and I'm going to make them pay for it. I'm going to get the money for it. Yeah, Martin said he was in jail one time and the guys were teaching others how to make crack from household chemicals. It's exactly correct. It's just so unbelievable. It's just so unbelievable. Hey, Katie, how you doing, hon? Good to see you. Good to see you. Nice. Everybody say hello to Katie. Good to see you, Katie. Yeah, I didn't plan on it either. That was just a little bit rough. That was a little bit rough. I don't know. I think we could probably cut it here. I've been on for 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm not going to get anything more done on Constitution HQ. Go over to Constitution HQ and pre-order my game. It should be coming out shortly, constitutionhq.com. Go to constitutionhq.com. You can also find the channel. I'll do that. You know what? Because that video kind of killed me, kind of hurt my soul a little bit. And I'm going to, yeah. That was tough. That was really tough. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if the channel even pulls up. I don't think it does. It doesn't even pull up yet. Let me see if I do like that, if that pulls up like that. There it is. So here's the channel right here. If you guys want to subscribe to this channel, I'll put the link in the comments below. Constitution Headquarters. I have that. This is the channel that the game is going to be taught on. I'm going to put some stuff on this channel, but YouTube has such a shadow ban on this channel. Can't even get short videos to go 10,000 views a lot of times. It's pretty weird. It's been unsubscribing people. People aren't getting notifications. So this is the channel that I'm going to be teaching Constitution Headquarters on. And this channel's already got like 400 subscribers. I originally called this First Amendment Auditor. We are still doing First Amendment Auditor, but it's in a different format. And I'm doing that with a couple different people. But if you go over to Constitution HQ, and then here's the link to that channel, I will be posting videos on here. I've already created a bunch of videos, so I'm just waiting to accumulate enough videos to start launching them and putting them out on Constitution HQ. I'm really looking forward to it. So, but this is the new channel that I'll be putting a lot of these Constitution HQ videos on. There's the link for it right there. So if you guys want to get over and subscribe to that channel, that would be absolutely awesome. I want to say thank you to everybody for the super chats, for the memberships, Unicorn, Rising Tides, Fit Fuel, Claudette, all you guys, Clown Patrol, what's the matter, you Chevy? What's up, Playboy? And there's Gloria. I haven't said Gloria's name the whole day today. And there's Jim. Good to see it. Yeah, that pisses me off. Complying Borg. The Chosen One. What's going on, Chevy? Terry Oliver. Yeah, that was a tough video. That was Life Under the Microscope. Death Angel, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I appreciate Martin Harris. Micah Patrick, good to see you. Good to see everybody. Wanda Meese, I know you've been around for a long time, my friend. I appreciate you. I agree with you, Don Joy. We did this. We allowed this to happen. We allowed this to be created. Danelle Brown, my friend, thank you for everything you've ever done with me and supporting me when I was in the dungeon. So many of you guys. Yeah, Brandon, it was all over a welfare check. Just so ridiculous. And there's so many of them. It's just, Kevin Brzezinski. So Kevin Brzezinski and Jilly, both of you guys email me. Kevin, I have your shipping address, but Jilly, make sure I have your shipping address. I don't know if I have 4 keychains left between the two of you. Both of you guys are supposed to get 2 keychains. I will figure it out though between the two of you, but I will figure it out. I promise. I will ship tomorrow. I haven't shipped in like 7 or 8 days now, but I will ship out all trifolds and cop cards tomorrow. Make sure you guys keep spreading the word about the cop cards and the trifolds. I've given away about 50 trifolds in the past 2 weeks. You know, but I'm just not working on selling any of them. I should try to sell them too, but whatever. Listen, Cope Doggy Dog, Bruce, Greg, Mikey B. Didn't see Mikey B in here today, but thank you guys. I appreciate your support. Jessica Kerstad, I don't know where you are. Vicky Boyer, I appreciate you guys. Nice to see you, Glenn. So Glenn chimed in here, said some people need to be locked away. They're a clear and present danger. My nephew broke my arm and my foot. Your nephew could be criminally insane and need to go through serious time to learn how to be a better person. But 95% of people are not criminally insane. Sorry to hear about that, Glenn, but I don't agree with caging people. I don't agree with jailing people. Brandy Swaney, I appreciate your support, really. Okay, Kevin, I know I at least have 2 because I pulled them out for you, but then I remember there was one other person who wanted 2 keychains as well. That was Jilly, so I will get on it. Katie, all right, listen, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.